Yo. What up, Chad? What up? You started streaming as soon as I finished my homework? I was waiting for you to get it done, pig belly. I was waiting for you to finish up. How's it going? How is it going? I hope you're having a fantastic, what is it? Thursday night slash Friday morning? Is that right? Yeah. 12:59 a.m. Almost 1 a.m. here in Texas. Woo! Woo! Daylight savings going away was not an excuse to take even longer to start streaming.
Well, I wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is
Listen. DunkBot 2.0. I've told you guys this. You know this is the case. DunkBot 2.0 is currently the priority with my sleep schedule. So, the way it works is, when I end stream, I grab food, and then I program with solar until I can't take anymore, and then I go to bed. And then I wake up when I wake up, and then I stream, and then I repeat. It's been on loop. So another 2 minutes of coding? No. And you'll be happy to know that Solar walked me through all the steps, held my hand, and showed me how to set up the Git stuff so that Mind's Eye could... Because Mind's Eye was saying he needed some Git access stuff, and he was complaining about it in chat the other day, and the chatters were like, it's so easy to set up. Well, it's set up now. Are you happy?
I wish you guys could see this guy right
no,
now.
it's not publicly available.
Sweat.
But Mind's Eye can do Gigabrain things now. By the way, Mind's Eye, I haven't responded to your DM yet because I saw you had referenced another post, and so I had to read the other post first, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do it after stream. But good to see you guys. Good to see you. Didn't watch the end of the stream yesterday. Did you make us believers proud? Of course, Duke. Come on, what kind of question is that? Did I make you proud? I made the believers very proud and slightly horny, but that was not my intentions. That's just what happens when you're a god gamer. It's a side effect. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Listen, don't hit me with a hump. Don't hump me. I can't control the sexy god gamer skills. I can only hope to contain it. At best. Winning a nightmare random start would make us all respect you. All right, that first off, I've done things way crazier than that, so you should already respect me. Put some goddamn respect on my name. I have a somewhat fun suggestion for today's Noita. You must build your main damage wand on a 26 slot one, and it must be filled, and you can't use spells twice. Then you gotta kill some boss with that. The not using a spell twice one is pretty spicy, so it'd have to be 26 different original spells. Let's open up Noita. I'm trying to decide. I'm like, random starts, nightmare mode. What sounds like the adventure for today? Find a tier 10 wand in nightmare that fits the 26 wand idea. Random start nightmare is just too crazy. I mean, that's, come on now. New game plus random start. So random start wasn't chaotic enough for you. It needed to be new game plus and random start. I feel like you guys are getting greedy. You guys are getting too greedy. Find a greater chest until you find a rare material and do max shifts with it. Ooh, the max shift part would be a little bit rough. It would be time consuming as hell. Basically, it just means you would have to do it a long run. Once you found the material, you'd be like, okay, now for the next, like 2 hours, we're gonna do fungal shifts. What about a duck wisp if it is possible? I believe a duck wisp is possible. Let me see. Bringing out the ducks. All right, what do we got here? What do we have in the duck category? Oh, wait, maybe it's not. Maybe I lied to you. Oh no, it's one of the first ones I I scrolled right past it. It's only just it's 5 reduces. And you have an infinite lifetime duck. Huh. Supernova without utilizing the current suns. So basically you want to do like a kind of like a miniature sun quest, but it doesn't matter where you create the suns. Or you could use the sun gems, I guess. Find a wand with more than 26 slots from a greater chest. Now that would take a while. That would be potentially, I mean, I guess it's random, you don't know, but that could take days. And get every perk, including curses. And every perk run. I think we did an every perk run recently, but we didn't include the curses. I still want to do a museum run to round off the lab and arc runs that you have done already. Museum, like that, I think, was that the one you guys said collect like rare items and kind of put them up in like an organized way? Let's do a simple and easy nightmare all boss run where you have to make a duck wisp to kill Kolmi. Sadly, there's not that many bosses in nightmare mode. If we go !map and we go to the map and we look at nightmare mode and then we click bosses, you'll see that we have at most 1, 2, 3, 4 bosses to choose from, and the dragon boss is kind of finicky. Like it's not exactly, it doesn't spawn right here. It could be anywhere along apparently the edge between like jungle and the other biomes. And I think Latali was even saying like there's maybe like not an exact science to it all. I don't know. It just seems a little funky. So all bosses is a bit wild. Oh yeah, and the rock boss. You're right. I always forget to count that one because it's the same color as the island. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not fair mode. Apotheosis. We are holding for Apotheosis week, which will be in the future. Did you ever do Synthetron's idea? Start with a potion of 99% Mimicium, and then either Telekick or never skip leg day. I remember this idea. The goal is to get to the end of the run and lock in the win without spoiling the Mimicium in any way. So essentially you have to be holding the Mimicium at all times at 99% Mimicium, and you're running around kicking enemies and all that kind of crap, and you have to not contaminate the flask because you're holding it out, so it's very easy to contaminate. What if we just create a wand? Like the goal of today's run is creating a wand that it's kind of like just like the huge plasma build where you just create a wand that deletes fucking biomes. Obviously, you can't reach, you can only do your render distance, but the goal is just mass plasma deleting. That's what I said. Yeah. What if we did something involving like the eyes of the cauldron today? Because we haven't done it. That is kind of like a fun, just goof around. Literally nothing will happen. I mean, that's probably true. Almost guaranteed to be true. Christmas is coming. What about a holy run? Holy spells and magical gold sparkles. You know what? That is a great suggestion. Let's wait till we get into December, but I'll do that, Cloud. I like that idea. Britt. You're part of the problem, Britt. I asked ChatGPT to help crack the Noita Eyes mystery, and halfway through it started naming Noita community members. When I asked who DunkOrSlam was, it sent me this. Oh, God. What? Wait, no, it did not send you that. Bullshit. Show me. Show me that. No, it didn't. Smash. Show me a screenshot of that.
Gotcha, bitch.
What? No, it didn't. He's fucking lying. He's lying. Who paid Britt to say that? Which one of you guys paid him? Did Britt just run away after saying that shit? This fucking guy. He just ran away. Speaking of which, Britt walks in here and memes it up for a bit and then runs away. If you guys don't know, Britt's my brother. And he has been on stream. He's like the only person I've ever had on my stream in my 6 years. He's literally the only other person that's ever been on my stream. And we did, you know, teach him Noita. We taught him how to play Noita on stream. And he actually got hooked a little bit to Noita for a while. And in fact, whenever it was funny because at night, whenever I would, you know, get ready for stream and all that stuff, I'd look on my friends list and I would see he was on playing Noita. He was that way for a couple months. And then that's been like a year plus now, maybe 2 years. He fell out of that Noita addiction. Read, fucker? Alright, holy shit, it does show that. He wasn't lying. Show me a picture of DunkOrSlam. I thought he was bald. But that's leading. That is leading right there. You specifically are asking for like a bald picture of me, and then you're shocked whenever you get a bald picture of me that is photoshopped. What the hell do you think was going to happen? Oh my god, I asked for a photo of DunkOrSlam with no hair, and then it pulled up the only fucking photo of DunkOrSlam with no hair. That's not surprising. I bet if I say I thought he had a beard, there's not any photoshopped ones of me having a beard, so you're cheating. That is cheating. Britt being taught Noita on stream with Dunk. Yep, there he is. The little noob.
Oh, it's...
You're doing good, you're doing good.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, toxic sludge on you, it's sticking you. Oh, there you go, it washed off. I think you've done some good damage to him, though.
He just does so much. I'm just not good enough for it. Let's see, maybe I can do this and then... Oh my god.
That was pretty funny.
But he... Buy this.
The legendary Lego pisser. Who said that? A26. Dude, that's gonna piss him off. I remember last time I told you guys the story. Like the next day I was like talking to him, he's like, did you tell your chat I piss in Legos? And I was like, well, what do you say that for? He's like, because. He's like, I was, they were doing a TSG stream. He's like, somebody said something about me pissing in Legos. And I was like, well, I told him the story. He was like, well, I was a kid. And I was like, well, I mean, I told him that detail. I told him. He's like, they act like I did it yesterday. Fill the cauldron with liquids and bring Kolmi to the eye messages. You know what? What if we just... Okay. Our goal is to create a wand that is like deleting entire biomes. Yes? Proof? How did you take so long? What the hell is going on, Grandpa over here? Like, there's a fucking huge gap here. This boy's learning how to screenshot and stuff. We asking ChatGPT, how do I take a screenshot? You mentioned communities trying to solve this in DunkOrSlam, in the DunkOrSlam community. Who is DunkOrSlam? Okay. That screenshot right here, though, looks nice. It just sucks, we just gotta blur that one out. But there's some nice screenshots there. What is this? The Diary of Dunk is like, hell yeah. Oh, cool. My Twitch integration thumbnail. Thank God it wasn't your other thumbnail work, Diary. It could have been worse. Honestly, given recent thumbnails that you've created, this is a dub. Okay, so I don't want to sit around. We want to get to the action. We've been yapping long enough today. Here's the goal. Here is the goal. We want to create a wand that deletes massive chunks of biome at a time. So large areas around my character get deleted. Once we have created this wand using plasma or just whatever the hell we feel like, once we delete massive chunks of biome, we then use that to find the eye, find the eyes. We don't have to find all of the eyes, just one set of the eyes. That's all I want. That could be a little bit crazy. Is that too crazy? What's the biome deleting wand? We'll just probably create something that's super destructive. How many eyes are there? So let's read the document. I believe it's like... Is it like 4 in each pair? Like there's east, like, so for example, the east one will have the eyes. So will east 2, so will east 3, so will east 4. I think it's like 4 in each direction. And then the main biome maybe or something like, 9 sets of eyes. Let's read the document. ! E. There's 9 sets of eyes, Woad is saying. Let's see if it's All right, so if you type EYES, you will get linked a document in the chat, which is where I'm going to read from real fast. This is the run I think we're about to be doing right now. Let's so there is another document that the Noita community has where they kind of list off the stuff they've tried. There are 9 messages that can be displayed via eye glyphs. 4 of these are in the West parallel worlds, 5 in the East. Okay, so there you go, 4 and 5. Internally, the messages are placed in East, West, etc. in alternating order. Note that the code that spawns the eyes is not a Lewis script and cannot be extracted. Note that the code that spawns the eyes is not a Lewis script and cannot be extracted from the archive. It is built into the engine itself. The graphics are also not in the archive, but are generated on the fly. Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay. Does this tell me how to find the eyes? No, the only known way to find the eyes right now involves pure luck or using something like cheat engine. So what we're going with is pure luck. Also, I think that one thing that we pulled up a little while ago, there may be a website that helps you find it so that you don't have to use cheat engine. You can just type in the seed. I think maybe it can help you get to it quicker. So this information may be a little bit outdated because remember the last substantial update of the document was in 2021. There is another document that the community keeps up with. I've just been lazy with linking the latest one because there hasn't been any changes, right? So it's kind of like the other document I think is for keeping track of what people have tried to do, and if you are really wanting to do Noita science, you should probably keep up with the other document so you can know what people are trying. But this is just like general information about the eyes. So that's why I've always just been lazy because no information about the eyes has changed since they've been discovered. So we don't need some up-to-date document. Unless the discovery is made, in which case, let me know. Are the eyes always in the same place? Can I follow the map to them? Chad, don't be annoying. No, however, a given seed will always spawn them in the spawn locations. If you know where the eyes are in the seed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they will always be in the same place. If you make a world with the seed via save editing tools or mods. Do we know what the eyes mean? Nope. How long have the eyes been in game? The general consensus is that they showed up with the release of Noita 1.0. Yep. Have you tried blank? And this is where you want to have that other document that apparently people in the community have. Okay. Spawning details. The eye messages will be visible even if the game is saved and reloaded. A save with the eyes visible can be transferred to different computers, copied, reloaded without issues. The eyes are only spawned once you cross over into the east or west biome area. They will not appear until the entered east/west message is triggered, even if they would otherwise be visible. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that detail. Huh. I never. That's a cool one right there. Huh. Funky stuff. The game will only spawn the eye messages in locations with the background. Locations with the background cave O2 PNG. This includes some areas that do not have visible backgrounds, like some above ground areas, notably EDR walls in the lake area. Every eye message, except the last one in the east, has a corresponding message in the opposing parallel world. For example, if you find an eye message above the east lake, there will be one in the same place in the west lake. Note that they are not the same message, they're just in the same location across parallel worlds. The eyes can spawn above or below ground. The reason they are often seen above the lake or in the sky is simply because they're more visible. Underground, they blend into the background. That's the part I'm a little nervous of when we're going to be hunting around. That part can be a pain. The actual spawning coordinate generation is unknown, but appears to be based on the world seed. Message locations are translated between parallel worlds. If you've gone orb hunting before, it's similar to that. And that they're the same places in their respective worlds for coordinates. So it's a lot of space to be looking. Eyes spawn in the first parallel worlds only, so don't go east too, that you won't find any. Wait, what? There's specifically an east one and west one. Oh, for some reason I thought it was like east 1, east 2, east 3, up to like a certain amount. So all of the message, wait, hold on, no. That's why I was wanting to hunt these down, because I got a lot to. I've never actually taken the time to. I've come across the eyes through pure coincidence, but never actually like hunted them. 4 of these are in west parallel worlds, 5 in east parallel worlds. So just 2 worlds to search, and only where there's cave backgrounds. Okay, so they're all in just east 1, west 1. The whole time I was thinking it was like you find one in east 1. And then you could like use that location to know where west 1 is. And then like east 2 is going to have another one. And then west 2. But no, it's literally all just east 1, west 1. Meaning our odds of finding the message, a message goes up a ton. That's okay. Now that's not nearly as worrisome. So there are 9 messages. So if I go around in east 1, there should be, and actually it would be better to go to the east, because there are going to be 5 in the east. So east 1, there should be 5 messages hidden around the world. We're just needing to find 1 today for our little challenge. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just got to find 1, not all of them. Yeah, it should be doable. Whew. The challenge today will be finding 1 instance of the unsolved eyes in Noita. I don't know if that's the best way to word that, but you guys, you know me, that's good enough. I do want to build a large wand, or a wand that just deletes large areas of biome, hopefully with plasma. But I'll just, instead of focusing on all these little details, I'll just call it finding Noita, finding the eyes. Oh wait, can we do it on the daily run? Actually, maybe we just do it on a random seed with seed hidden. That's probably the better way to do it. I'll just put it. I'm gonna do seed hidden, so that people can't look up the information and people will be like, spoilers. Show run seed off, so people won't be able to look up where the eyes are and give me top secret information. That way, you guys in the chat can freely brainstorm, throw out ideas, and nobody can accuse you of like, you know, knowing too much about the run. Like, oh, he knows where it's at because he looked up information. They don't. I hid the seed. So, new game. The shop music comes from Ocarina of Time. One of the most popular Zelda games of all time. Noita finding the eyes run. All right, there you go. Bets are open. Get your predictions in. Some people are making their bets early. You will have to place them again because you placed it before the bets were even open. Exclamation mark, yes, if you believe we'll successfully find the eyes today. Exclamation mark, no, if you think we're going to fail. I do plan to, my first priority is actually creating probably a plasma wand. I mean, I guess we could maybe do something with explosions. But I'm thinking a plasma wand that just deletes large chunks of biome at a time. No, that's not necessary. A really good black hole wand. A really good black hole wand would be more than good enough to find the eyes. But I think it makes it a little more fun if we are doing something where like we build a wand that deletes large chunks at a time, and then we go exploring with that wand to find some of the eyes. I do plan to look in East 1, since I guess it has more messages than West. Thank you, by the way, Latali, for that information, because like, I was about to be just thinking I had to find 1 in the whole East. I would have probably thought I was god tier lucky if I found it real early. I'd be like, oh my god. But it turns out it's actually not that insane. Pretty much there's going to be 5 instances of the eyes in East 1, and we just have to see 1 of them. And it's supposed to be on like the cave background or whatever, but I don't know exactly all the things that qualify as that background, because it doesn't necessarily mean it has like a dark background. As you can see, some of the sky area can have the eyes, and that doesn't look very cave-like. We'll probably just be covering large chunks of the zones as quickly as we can. You need to do some kind of donate plasma run. Something to bring like plasma donation awareness up. I like that idea. Noiting for the good of the human society.
The first time I saw the eyes, they were sticking out of the start mountain. Potentially a very short run.
Damn. We just chill it and you're like, well, there's the eyes. Acceleradium. If you're curious why we don't see the eyes very often, you're like, I don't, like, because I go roaming all over the place, but we don't see the eyes that often. It's because I tend to not play with this on. You need to have disable mod restrictions on if you want to make sure that the eyes or things that are normally limited can actually appear in your game. So for example, if you're playing with mods, you cannot see the cauldron room. It's not supposed to spawn because you're playing like a modded version of Noita. But disable mod restrictions is supposed to make it appear. We'll probably even stop by the cauldron today just to see how everything's going. We have that there. I still haven't grabbed the... orb on top of the mountain. So we have a couple different options to get high enough up there to grab the orb. One of them is that we could literally just poly ourselves, sit on the ground. We are a little vulnerable for a moment. You're like, oh god, anything can kill me, can get me. But then you start to levitate, and then oops, when levitation expires, oh, we didn't even need it. It's there's a floating piece of land right here. Well, anyways, it's on a random seed right now. And nobody, even I, don't know the seed number because it is hidden at the moment to make today's adventure hopefully a little more interesting. A little more spicy since we all don't know what the hell's going on. You can do a broken shift that makes blood heal you for the plasma donation run. Oh, that is a good idea. Well, for today's run, I'm probably going to do the projectile weakening curse trick if I end up doing the plasma build. Making plasma shots heal me. Why did I meant to drink the acceleration. Good thing I wasn't deep into the mines whenever I did that. The reason to keep holding on to the polymorphine is we do want to have a guaranteed way out of the first mountain. So the polymorphine will guarantee a method to escape the mountain without collapsing it. Can we get a chat command that links here? Intellectual disability. Oh my god. There are some days that it feels like that may be necessary. Oh, is he just alright. We just witnessed that. He stood in water and fell over. Alright, the reason I wanted to go in there and get the invis is because I am feeling a little cheesy. So what that means is that we can spray this water.
Will you explain the eye solution proposed by emails when you were there?
When you are there, like when I find the eyes, is that what you mean, Laurender? Like when I get to the eyes, you want me to... I honestly don't even remember all the details because they were so ridiculous. A couple enemies came falling out of the ceiling. You saw these enemies fell out of the ceiling. This is the reason why the bridge boss can actually get a little complicated when people try to use cheesing methods, because sometimes enemies spawn nearby and the boss actually will be aggressive towards them, and that can cause the boss to route and interact in ways that people did not expect. It'll catch them by surprise. Okay, so we grab the orb and then you say, oh shit, watch out for the boss coming up. Don't worry, we're gonna put some invis on ourselves. And in fact, I'm not going to walk on the ground there because there's a bit of blood. And that could stain me and then the boss would see me and then spawn. But the boss doesn't see me, so it did not spawn. My acceleration is going to be running out in a second. I'm slow. And we are good. So what I'll do is I'll take my invis, which is 91% invis. I'm going to throw a little bit of water in the air, catch it in my invis flask, and then it turns into a water flask because we don't need the invis anymore. And I'll drop that flask. And we're looking good. Damn, my allergies, man. There he is. I wonder if I can nail this right. Woo! Oh, got hit. That punch lined up with that shot hitting me right in the face. One of the craziest Noita together deaths I can ever remember seeing was somebody going to kill that acid guy in that exact way that I just killed him. And... the tablet, so you throw the tablet into that guy and he pretty much just explodes and dies. But when they did it in Noita together, it happened where they threw the tablet, it killed the dude, but when he dies, he explodes. And the explosion throws the tablet ricocheted off of the wall. So like imagine the enemy's right here, and I throw the tablet at the enemy, and it ricocheted off the wall, back into the character and threw you directly into the corpse of acid from the enemy and killed the Noita Together run. It was pretty crazy. So now every time I go to tablet that guy, I have that death in my mind, even though it didn't even happen to me. I have trauma from it because it was so crazy. It was one of those I was like, damn, I didn't even know you could die like that. Is there a reliable way for finding the eyes? I mean, there's a website if you mean like that kind of stuff. If you're talking about what we're going to be doing today where we're looking blindly, nothing that I saw in the document that sounded like, oh, do exactly this and you'll find the eyes. So we're just going to be kind of roaming around. But apparently East 1 should have 5 messages in it, meaning, yes, there's still, the Noita world is huge, but having 5 messages within this huge world means that we just need to find one of them. I think we could do that. So I might as well let go of the polymorphine and take up the teleportadium. Yeah, I prefer to go empty out the poly, but I'm being a bit lazy. Check Wote's clip. What is Wote linking? What you got, Wote? How about this one? Wait, what's this? Call it later. Thanks for hanging out with us, Call. I hope you enjoyed your first couple runs of Noita Together. Just know that you don't have to play with a streamer. You can play with your friends. You know. Is this gonna be one of those clips where you just kill yourself with acid right at the beginning? Wote? Whoever suggested Wote, you're about to be in purgatory with him. It's good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up.
Classic.
That was a 4-year-old clip, by the way. What happened? There was a starting flask that was acid, and what was like, hey, what if I just spiked the flask directly in the ground, killing myself and immediately killing the run? It was because it was a hardcore run, meaning one death killed the run for everybody. It was around that time people started to say, this Wote guy, kind of want to choke him. Because if you guys remember those Noita Together lobbies, sometimes they would take like half an hour to get set up. Just to die for somebody to be like, got him. I think people found it less funny.
Nope.
Arntorius got a link? What's Arntorius linking? What am I looking at here? White is where the eyes can spawn. Oh. Interesting. He's not showing this for my seed specifically. This is a general rule for Noita is what Arntorius was saying. Which, hold on, let me see if this is... That's really helpful. That's useful information right there. So basically everywhere that's in black, no point in flying around and looking in those areas. Pointless. Pointless. It's weird. The whole snow chasm is just like a don't even go there. Like don't even waste your time. But yeah, this area here is probably the largest area where you just kind of comb through this zone, and I think the odds would be in your favor. Yeah, that you'll find one of them. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next zone. I'm kind of just walking back and forth, really not getting much done. So we got some adventuring to do. Closing all bets, closing all bets. Remember, we just need to find one instance of the eyes. There are 9 of them total. 5 exist in East 1, and apparently 4 exist in West 1. That's how it works, I'm told. I read from the document, and I'm told from Twitch chat. Yeah, Britt stopped by too, Birdie. Glad to hear it. Here's the more updated version of the eye document. Oh, there you go. So anybody that's really wanting to get into the nitty gritty, all the little details, Torakashi actually just linked it in the chat right there. Apparently this is the more up-to-date, die-hard stuff about the eye puzzle. I haven't looked into this one, but just know that this is probably discussing stuff where people are theorizing about what stuff could mean, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean that every piece of information is correct. It's like theories or ideas of what how to interpret the eyes. While the first document we're looking at, for the most part, is just explaining that they exist and the basics about them. But yeah, I'd have to look into that one document a little bit more to see how hardcore they go. Update the command. Well, I like the current. I'll look at that one. I like the current one that we have because I feel like it lays it out pretty cleanly. But I'd have to look at the other one to see if maybe it may do it even better. I didn't get enough time to look through it all. Okay, some pretty decent stuff. An interesting opening. Please. The bet was just open for 1 billion years. Are you trolling right now? No shuffle is awesome this early. Let them vote. 2 seconds. I better see like 3 people come in late and that's it. That's all. You're already pushing it. You too. You are now you're. Oh boy, every time. Never fails, does it? Never fails. I always think this is the time that most people were in the bet and there was maybe like 2 people left out. Never. Yep, classic reopen. All right. Boom. Some of you got left in the cold. There is no reopen. I'm sorry. I had to. I had to. Chat made me do it. They said that you smelled. Weebs. Weebs. No. Stop your weebing this very moment. No more shuffle this early. It is a good point that first mountain. That's pretty good. You know what? I mean, I also like item radar. Eat your vegetables. I hate getting it first. I like the iron stomach, and then eat your vegetables. We're going no more shuffle. We're doing it. I don't really have the greatest wands right now, but hopefully that'll change soon. Spark bolts and that. I don't know what this hell. I don't know what the hell this build is. This is called the disappointment build. I have my heal there, and I guess I'll grab that up for the luminous drills. Were your parents accepting when you came out to them? What the hell are these comments? What? Of course, when I let them know that I'm a god gamer, they said, "You know what? We'll accept you." And we thought maybe you were a god gamer from a young age, given your elite gamer status, but we didn't know for sure. God gamer, yet you struggle to solve a maze designed for mice. What are you talking about? I always solve those instantly, like, boom, like 1 second. A god gamer would solve the eyes. I feel like the person that solves the eyes will be in like some kind of like mental institution. I feel like they have to be a little bit on the crazy side. No offense, I'm sorry, but I feel like at this point they got to be somebody who just is out there. Because how the hell has this puzzle gone unsolved for 5 years? It's gonna be some shit where like some person is in like a bedroom with like eyes written like all over the walls, and they're just like saying some random shit, and then next thing you know they piece together what the hell the devs were trying to relate, what information they were trying to relay to us, which is going to be almost certainly a Rickroll link. I bet Pirate Software could figure it out. Dude, I'm going to be honest. If Pirate Software were to figure it out, in my eyes, he will have redeemed himself. I'll be like, holy shit, he's him. This guy is actually a fucking genius. He's him. Alright, got a teleflask pretty quick. I'd still shit on him. Oh, come on. If a dude gets shit for, you know, maybe pretending a little bit to solve some puzzles that maybe he didn't, but then solved a puzzle that nobody has solved in 5 years, even though there's been thousands of hours spent on it, you'd have to admit that guy must be pretty damn good at puzzles. This guy's got some skills. He will figure it out shortly after somebody else does. Okay, now if he tried that, obviously, that would be pretty. That'd be too obvious. There's no way. No way. He paid a private investigator to find it for him. I mean, this may be our best bet at this point, is some kind of like community bounty to solve these damn eyes. Maybe that's the only way we ever get it done. Money has to be involved to truly motivate somebody. The devs will cash in on the bounty using aliases. Dude, that would be so fucked up. That would be so crazy. If I could pretend to solve the eyes. The thing is, according to one of the devs, Himpuli, he claimed he doesn't even know what the solution is to the eye puzzle. He is one of the devs, but he claimed he doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is, you know, the solution, because the devs were able to add in their own solutions, and so that wasn't his. They're able to add in their own quests, and that wasn't his quest, so he doesn't know how that shit works. Now, do we believe him entirely? He may have just said that so people stop bothering him in his stream to be like, what the hell? How do you solve the eyes? He's like, I don't know the solution. If the bounty is like 1 mil or something, definitely the dev is going to cash it in. All right, 1 mil. Unless Elon is fucking pretending to, getting ready to pretend that he solved it. I don't know if anybody's putting down a 1 mil bounty on that shit. Person would be super dedicated to the eyes. I was suggesting buying the engine like 3 years ago. I do remember that, but that doesn't, buying the engine doesn't necessarily mean it would give you the solution. I mean, there are plenty of methods they could have went about the eyes that like it could be something that is completely, the whole encryption method is something that's done just in real life, and they literally just placed it into the engine as it already being, you know, needing to be deciphered. I doubt, like, if you bought the engine, I don't think you would see a you wouldn't see the message completely deciphered just in plain English sitting there. I could be wrong. We could be. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that way. If Elon ever solved the Noita puzzle, I'd stop gaming. It was like, it just breaks you. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Games are ruined for me. Same way. What? Are you guys telling me that you didn't believe that Elon is in the top like 10 Path of Exile players? Guys, I saw it. I saw it myself with my own eyes. One of the world's greatest Path of Exile players. Am I rage baiting a couple people on that one? They're like, stop it right now. Listen, I saw it. He was streaming. He had everything neatly organized, just as a God gamer would. Elon's maps, he had it all laid out. I think it was legit. Wasn't it Diablo? I think it was Diablo in PoE, but specifically, I think Path of Exile was the one that people got super worked up on. Diablo, I think Diablo was the one where he had like his ex-wife made that tweet that sounded like some kind of ransom letter or some shit, where she's like, I just want to, like, something about like, let it be known that Elon did, you know, was like one of the world's first to ever beat, and like name some, like, I think a Diablo boss or some crap. And it was just a weird message for an ex-wife to be tweeting out randomly. And then people were like, I think people said, like, why would you even say this or some shit? And she was like, I just wanted the truth to be known or some shit. How much is Elon paying you? But the Path of Exile stuff was where he got called out some of the most, because he was claiming that he had like hardcore characters, meaning like if you die, you're toast, right? You have to reset completely. And he was in like the top leaderboards on multiple occasions in Path of Exile. And then on the rare occasion that he's actually tried to stream himself playing Path of Exile, I guess, I mean, I'm not a PoE player, but apparently the skills did not line up.
Connection. Connection lost.
Yeah, apparently he struggled on some early bosses. Yeah. I mean, not only that, but it didn't help that, you know, people, especially once your account is known, like if somebody wants to brag about being in the leaderboards, you could say, oh, I'm top Path of Exile player all day. People want to know what's your username, you know, what's your account or whatever. So then, obviously, he was going to say what his username, and people are going to find out, like, who he is. And if you're a very public figure, and you're in a public place, and your account is also online at the same time farming, doesn't take a genius to piece that one together. That he was using the Neuralink, and he was playing with just his brain. It was impressive, I gotta say. Top PoE player and gaming in such an innovative way. Kudos. Come on, kind of a slow start here. I keep expecting that I'll get a God Wand going because we do have no more shuffle, which means that like our likelihood of finding a wand that kind of just is spicy goes up quite a bit. But instead we're just finding nothingness. That is true. I should check the next mountain. That is a great idea. I mean, I have Luminous Drill. I was just kind of being lazy because I hate the slow dig up. But you're right. Telly is the thing I really should be looking at. Because, by the way, a heart's going to be right here because we just grabbed the heal. That's the... Oh, never mind. I lied. No heart. The rules of Noita are you grab the heal, boom, hearts everywhere. But not today. Okay, so that mountain is open. Let me check if there's lava over here. I have questions. If you take so much HP and take a negative HP score, can you do this but with gold score, negative gold run? I mean, I don't think so, but I don't know. Who knows? I only recently learned of the whole negative HP trick. So maybe there is something with gold? negative money? Actually, is this an improvement? Kind of. I'll put up this, grab this, jump in here. Anything good? Dude, where are the loot in this? The loot's just fucking non-existent. What about here? This is also lame. Oh no! Okay, that was actually a mistake. Ooh. I'm gonna lose a lot of health on this. No! No! It's because of that stupid rock! No! I don't want to waste the heal! This is why you're supposed to move the rock before you piss off the god. But you know, there was no time for that. I mean, I pissed him off earlier, but I shouldn't have like poked him until I prepped the area. My bad. I guess if we really wanted to, while we were running across this, we could have grabbed the trick blood money, and then whenever we kicked that into Steve, it would have healed us up quite a bit. But I don't want to do trick blood money farming today. Also toxic immunity. We rolling. Fire immunity, I guess. Use tablet. That is true. We could have tablet bopped his ass, but then whenever I whiffed it and took another 100 damage, I'd have been angry. Would have been angry. Let's go back up. Now remember, this is why I caught the flask. That one, if you were paying attention earlier, the flask thrower was throwing out loots, and I caught the flask he was throwing because it's regular teleportadium. This will allow us to teleport back into the previous level. Because regular teleportadium allows you to control where you're going. So we head back. And it also means we probably can get rid of the unstable. I doubt we'll be making use of this, even though we could use it in the eyeglass, I guess, just to get rid of it. You rate fire immunity criminally low. It's one of the best perks IMO. The longer the run goes, like the later runs, yeah. But in the early game, it's like one of those things that I want. I just don't want it now. It's like, I wish this would show up in like, you know, one of the last mountains that I you know, check before I go off adventuring to do other stuff. Grabbing it early just feels a little wasteful. It's like, damn it, I wish, because it's percent damage. So when your health bar isn't that high, the damage isn't that high either. This is a great wand though. I do like it. So we are going to drop these. Alright, move that there. We don't have the most projectiles for it. Saving the starter wand for something? No, not really. Oh, this one here? Nah, I don't have any plans for it. It's kind of just hanging out. See? Get out of here. Heading back. When fungal shifting, does it cause the eye message to change in any way? The eye, you mean like the eyes that we're looking for today? So far, nobody's ever found an interaction with the fungal shifts. Nobody's ever found an interaction of any kind. No one's ever got the eyes to modify or change in any way. Telly Mage is bleeding Telly everywhere. Got him. Not you, Magikarp. Okay, this is so far the best telly that we have. A hook bolt. This may be the future of our telly wand. Hey, it's better than nothing. Isn't everything in Noita colored by substance? What if the eyes are colored to void liquid or something, and you if you shift it, it messes with the eyes? Not everything is Noita is colored by a... Well... Yeah, not everything is colored by something. In fact, sometimes you'll see that... Well, there was something recently that we specifically even fungal shifting something that you would think would be obvious and would lead to a color change, but because they had a base sprite image that kind of like overlays on it, I guess it doesn't matter what materials you fungal shifted, it always looked the same, even though it was made of like a material that you would assume could shift it away to something else. I wish I could remember what it was. We did it recently. Oh, the pumpkin! Yeah, there we go. The reason it was recent is because it was around Halloween. So in Noita, pumpkins start to spawn, and you can even see that they're made of a little some kind of material in Noita. I forget what the name of the material is. And so you think, oh, if I shift that material, it will shift the pumpkin. And that's kind of not the case, because the pumpkin stays. The pumpkin sprite still stays. You still see that pumpkin, even if the material has changed into something that would lead you to believe otherwise. Because the eyes aren't a sprite, aren't they generated in the world on the fly? So I don't think they know exactly how the generation of the eyes happens. There were some details in that document, but like it could be made of individual sprites. So like there is something on a certain level I think is generated on it, but I don't think you know it doesn't mean it necessarily is like text that's generated into an image. It could be just sprites generated in an order. Consume. No fungal shifting today. We have plans. We are on a mission today. No distractions. Was yesterday's fungal shifts not good enough? We were filling up the entire world with oil. The whole world was flooded with oil. Oh shit. That is scary. So we have a swapper next to a robot with a wand. That is actually a recipe for a disaster. I do have a tablet. Oh, I guess that let us know what was in that wand. Dangerous stuff. Come on, end. Lame. Oh, shit. When's the next community game vote? Whenever so I have to beat Silksong first, obviously. Oh my gosh, that mushroom is a hero. Did you see that? Did you see that? That mushroom pulled a get down, Mr. President. Mr. President, get down. I could hear something going crazy. We have to beat Silksong, and then after we beat Silksong, like you know, all the big stuff that it has to offer. It doesn't have to be necessarily every little detail in the game. Whoo, that's some good stuff right there. That is a wand. It doesn't have to be every little detail in the game, but like I said, the big ones, the juicy stuff, I want to experience all that. Then from there, we have to return to Enter the Gungeon, because I did bail on Enter the Gungeon a little bit early. I mean, I played a lot of it, but there's still some stuff I want to do. But the reason I kind of put it on a back burner is because, you know, Silksong came out. And I've been excited to get on the Silksong adventure for a while now. And it's definitely been a good time. Can we just skip Gungeon and go next game? Well, Gungeon doesn't have much left. I just have the, I think the only boss that I haven't beaten is the rat boss. I mean, I've gotten technically, I guess I gotten a win, but I haven't beaten all forms of the rat boss. I want to beat him even on his last phase. I can't accept failure on that. It breaks my heart, man. Okay, so there's a dude holding a wand. Oh god, it's a swapper. Oh! What the hell is that shit about? He's got some dangerous stuff on there. That could be really deadly. Yeah, I think Orange Moose is right. We just let him be. It looks like he may have an explosive projectile on an arrow. And I can't remember if arrow is one of those that's like, he just needs one. But it looks like he may have the combo. That's concerning. You, a god gamer, kill his ass? It's tempting, but I think he may have one of those. Coincidentally, that wand may have a combo where we could get got like really easily. Possibly. It was hard to say. I mean, the wand didn't really had that much exciting stuff anyways. I would say the most interesting thing about that wand is it could have an ad mana on it. But that's true for, like, you know, all the wands in the area. It could have an ad mana. God Gamer backing down for a simple swapper. He just wasn't set up for a good tablet bop, you know. It was dangerous. Probably gonna cut the mana a little bit. Oh, that's pretty good. Damn, it's crazy. We already pissed off the gods. Hey man, what goal do you have in the game? What potentially can I do in the game after beating it? When you say you beat it, you just mean like you killed the boss, right? I'm assuming you went and you killed Kolmi, because there are lots you can do. And it's really like strongly opinionated. So if I'll throw out some ideas, but it doesn't mean that they're like necessarily the right idea. It's like whatever sounds good to you. So once you kill Kolmi, that means that you have fought the final boss, the guy that's looked at as the final boss, but in his most basic form. And there's actually many forms to that boss. In fact, if I pull this up real quick, I don't know exactly how you fought him. I don't know like what you did in your run, but the boss that you fought was likely one of these like bosses here. Usually if it's a new player getting their first win, they've probably killed him and they grabbed like maybe one orb, maybe two, maybe none. So 1,211 health, maybe 1,600, maybe as high as 2,171. But every orb that you grab does make Kolmi stronger, that boss that you fought, and he can get really spicy. He can get thick. And yes, these are all real forms of the boss. It's not like just some like goofy math. This is actually how tanky the boss can get. You can go all the way to new game plus 28 with 36 orbs, and the boss will have over 1 sextillion HP. And yes, that is a real number. I didn't know it either. It's the original sex number, my friend. 1 sextillion. But for you specifically, after beating Kolmi for the first time, what kind of adventures you could go on? I would say trying to learn how to collect some of the deeper orb amounts. You don't have to go all the way down here, but maybe going for this one right here, the 11 orbs. It's a pretty spicy run. 11 orbs is how many 11 orbs is how many orbs there are in the main world. So this one's like a significant boss fight. Now keep in mind the boss will have 131,000 health compared to the one that you just fought, which is probably somewhere around 2,000 health. It was going to be a lot tankier. So orbs are something that you can focus on. They're around the world. They're around the Noita world. You have to go on adventures that sometimes are a little bit dangerous to get your hands on them. Each orb that you grab will make the final boss tankier. And then bosses in general. In Noita, there are, I don't know why I'm blanking out right now. Well, is it 15? God damn it. There's so many. How many pillars are there for I guess it depends. Some bosses are doubled. I don't know why I'm blanking out on the boss number. So this right here, this image right here lists every single boss, but there's actually some bosses listed twice. There's 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, wait, 14. That doesn't sound right. I don't know. Anyways, each one of these bosses has its own reasons for why you would want to be able to kill them. You can get comfortable with killing them so that just because you kill a boss, it's usually not like, oh, I killed this boss, I'll never kill them again in my future runs. It's more like, oh, you learn how to deal with this boss, you've learned a skill, and you will likely use that skill again in the future. There are going to be there's the deer boss twice, and the friendly boss, the friendly boss doesn't have one unless you kill him buffed in a certain form. I don't know why I was thinking he had two as well. So that makes sense. So yeah, it's should be 15, right? Yeah, that sounds right. So that's another thing, basically. Basically, you could look at this and say, ooh, I want to learn how to take on bosses. So orbs, that's one option. Bosses is another option. Or if you're a person that likes challenges in like speed running challenges, or like, oh, trying to beat the game without collecting gold, that's where these are too. These are all actual in-game challenges, not like ones that the community just said, oh, try to do this. No. These are all ones that you actually get in-game achievements. This image comes from it's on top of, you have a tree in the game, a huge tree. And on top of that tree, these are the pillars. And whenever you do the achievements, it adds these pillars on top of your tree. So if you've done everything there is to do in Noita, at the very end, your tree should look like that. That's what the final tree should look like. Obviously, it doesn't have the descriptions next to it. This was added by a community member. Specifically, Striped was the latest one to update it. But yeah, this image, if you just ever need to see this image so that you can read what kind of, quests and stuff there are, type ! pillar in the chat and it will link you that image. So hopefully that gives you a starting point. Again, as you can see, there's many different directions you can take it. It's really like a personal preference. It's like a personal taste kind of thing. I would say the standard is most new players transition to collecting in their next runs. They try to collect a little bit more orbs and then also take on a couple new bosses. And they just keep kind of expanding on that. But that isn't 100% of the cases. I've had people claim that they got their first boss kill and they were like, okay, I understand the game. I've killed the final boss. I kind of get an understanding how things work in Noita. And then they went on for their next good run. They went for the hardest quest in the entire game, which is the Sun Quest. That's an official quest. I mean, there are obviously, community challenges that you could do to go even further than that. But the Sun Quest is an official quest in the game. And it, the basic win, I would say for a newer player is going to take you around maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. And then the Sun Quest for your first time doing it is going to be like a 17-hour, long run for a player that is still learning how things work. So it's a kind of extreme, right? To be like, oh, my first win, I got a 2-hour win. Now let me just do this 17-hour run real quick. Pick your own adventure. Every boss in Noita seems to be easily defeatable with the right wand recipe. What do you think about would make a boss in Noita actually difficult? That's a great question, because, you know, they set up the game in such a way that the player kind of can become OP, and just like things in the game can kill you in a way that seem OP, which is like bullshit, right? That's what people call Noited. Means like the game was almost like OP and just insted you even when you were in really great shape. You're like, oh, I got insted. So since both forms of the game can be really OP, where the game can kill you super easily, or you can like murder everything in the world super easily, it makes it kind of challenging to come up with a approach to a boss fight that would be closer to like your more traditional games, where you're like, oh, this boss fight, you know, moving this way, you're wearing down its health bar, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it just doesn't work into Noita's world. Because the reality is, no amount of HP. You could set the boss to have 7 billion HP. And you're like, okay, now they will be forced to do a long fight, dodging projectile. Nope, there are wands that can one-shot a boss at any health amount. So health isn't the answer. You're like, okay, well then that's kind of what the bridge boss is, right? The bridge boss has iframes and everything, but still, if you build a wand to correctly, you can still insta that boss in a way that you know, you can avoid the mechanics that the boss has that tries to extend the fight. Maybe if you had like kind of phases to the boss, that would be the Master of Masters, right? You kill the eyes around the boss. After you kill those little, not eyes or whatever, those little orbs around him. I don't know why I call them eyes. Kill the orbs, and then you can fight the boss. But as every boss in Noita is just going to be like, you understand its mechanics, and then it becomes much easier. Fighting it without knowing its mechanics is very difficult, which is true in all games, but in Noita it's kind of exaggerated because the game can be OP just like you can be OP. Games like Enter the Gungeon, I feel like for the most part, even when you don't know a boss, it's more like, you know, you understand the concept. Dodge projectiles, learn the attack patterns, and you'll be good. And you can do that on a boss without ever seeing them before. In Noita, usually if you've never seen a boss before, you never looked up any information about the boss, you're probably gonna die. Every boss is the easiest boss if you know the exact solution. Yeah, and that's kind of like just the nature of the way Noita's set up. And I feel like I don't know, people have creative ideas where certain style boss fights they could add into the game, but I don't know if there ever is one that is like, you know, it doesn't go against the your OP or the game's OPs. It's just kind of that's the mechanic of Noita. That is the nature of Noita. Even though we have kind of like a nice like early game setup and stuff going on, I feel like our wands have just been eh. We have like an okay wand. I guess I shouldn't complain too much, but I expected more out of No More Shuffle and have been a bit disappointed so far. Kind of want to jump to the next mountain just to see if we can get a better digging setup going. I mean, I can move my luminous drills to already a better digging wand, so maybe I at least do that. Oh, I hate this damn frozen bullshit little specks of snow. Yay. Shop time? Just about. Not quite, but it's close. So what we can do right now... Go ahead and jump in here. I will clear it off this time early instead of goofing around. Leave that for a moment. Ooh, homing. Kind of cool. Oh shit, he's ready to go. He's like, let's fight. We're not gonna need that. Not gonna need that. We are gonna... Oh shit, he's fast. He was in a hurry today. He was ready to throw down. Toss that. Luminous drill's working much better. I guess we'll take the no more knockback. No, we're not taking the gamble shit, chat. We're not going to risk the entire run today, all because you guys want to be crazy. Today's plan for the run, we are trying to find the eyes. The unsolved eye mystery in Noita. Just because it's unsolved doesn't mean we don't know how to find it, or that, not that we know a specific method, but if we roam around, we will find it. Now, what it means, what its purpose is, all that, we don't know. But just the goal is, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, essentially. We're going to go on a journey. And I went ahead and I hid the seed. We do have a special like thing on to hide the seed and stuff. So that whenever we're searching for the eyes, nobody can just like, you know, look up the seed and say, oh, it's right there. Instead, we all are together on this scavenger hunt looking. You're forced to hunt with me. I have to work in the morning. I'm so tired. Alright, go get some rest. Because be excited. Because it's Thursday night / Friday morning. So the weekend's coming up. Hope you have some free time this weekend to get some good gaming in. Do a little bit of gaming. A little bit of chilling. Oh, there's a healer right off the bat. Oh shit, healer. I'm sorry. I did not mean to hit you. Be cool, man. Be cool. The reason I was coming in here is I figured I could... Oh, is that a propane tank? I think that's... I swear that's a propane tank. Oh my god. I don't want to talk about it, chat. He died of natural causes. Shotgun to the face. Nothing more natural than that. If your head is full of lead, it's very natural to die. Exactly. My only weakness, bullets. We were talking about that the other day. I have a bullet allergy. Every time I get shot, I bleed. How'd you like the idea to make a mod that counts deaths of healers by their allies? I do think that would be pretty cool. But you would need to have the information long term, not just like a one-off run. You would need to have it for a long time to see how consistently they're murdered by their friends. Part of the problem with that is that I mean, while yes they are killed by their allies a ton, they also kill themselves a ton too. That's part of the frustration with healers and Noitas. They're just little suicide machines. They're just misunderstood. You could leave fucking a healer in like a room with pretty much nothing in it, and you'd be like, here we go. We locked him in a room, there's nothing in it, we gave him a glass of water to make sure if he gets thirsty he'll be fine. Nope, you fucked up. You gave him a glass of water, he is somehow gonna find a way to drown in that glass of water. You can't leave him anything. You have to like put him in a straitjacket, surround him in pillows, make sure there's no liquids nearby. Guy is so suicidal they didn't want to give him a real gun. True, it would explain why he is the one with the healing gun. They didn't trust him to give him an actual weapon.
Sweat.
Drenched in sweat. Alright, this is really helpful. We found one of the steel turrets. These things are dangerous, but they just chill. As long as you're not walking in front of them. If you walk in front of them, they become a lot less chill as they try to shoot you. Like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our little healer friend that is kind of staring at a... Oh shit, I almost got stabbed. We find our little buddy. We bring him up here. This is kind of annoying to spot that the machine's in. Because the angle is going to be kind of... Yeah, he's going to... He healing the ground? We have to kick this and then... Huh? Did he heal him? Oh. Luckily the healers have terrible aim most of the time, so it's not the hardest thing to intercept a healer too. Oh shit. Oh, my bad, healer. I didn't, you know, keep... Oh my god. I hate this game sometimes. Classic. That is a classic. How? They always find themselves in the exact spot. Let me turn in the wand and then we open our next shop. Let's see what we get. So this wand is going to be potentially badass because we have no more shuffle. So it's going to turn it into a non-shuffle. Oh, no. It was so close to being badass, but the mana charge is like, yuck. How's the run going so far? Pretty good. Nothing impressive because we've been in this run for a couple hours now. And we haven't had any close calls, but our progress has been really slow. Mainly because we don't have like black holes. We don't have a regular healing method. The wands have been just like mediocre. So what I'm about to do now, since we're so deep into the run, like we've been in it for a couple hours, and I'm not really seeing anything that's impressing me. I'm about to kind of force myself ahead in the run a little faster than I normally would to try to get set up for the late game. Because we are going to be doing some adventuring. We have to find the eyes. And I want to make a cool plasma wand that hopefully deletes tons of stuff. So we got a lot of stuff that I need. Oh, that's Polly. I saw that bullshit coming. There's a lot of zone in the snowy depths that's unexplored. Oh, I forgot I needed to go check the eye room real quick. I was about to go to the jungle. Let's go check the eye room. The far right side didn't have the shop, so it means the shop is going to be on the opposite side, so I'm on the left side. Gotta move over there real quick. Still the best healer death that you've seen? I'm curious which one is your idea of the best healer death that you've seen. Okay, so our healer setup. I think I remember this one. Yeah, I remember this now. He drowned in an air pocket. What? I remember that. He drowned in an air pocket. This fuck, the only way he can do that is by cramming his face into the wall and trying to breathe. Because I had two healers set up in there, and one of them got trapped, and so I thought, oh, he can't. He was kind of like in a small zone, like enough that I wasn't worried about him. But what he did is, I think sometimes the pathing tries to force its way out of a zone, and so he tried to force his way out of a zone and got stuck in the wall and just suffocated and died. And yeah, I was like, that's awesome. He literally suffocated when there wasn't even water. He just fucking died. Those damn healers. What the hell is that pasta? What does it say? As a healer hiisi, the more big, juicy Mina on my team, the better. I want to do all the healing for those big hunks of meat. Mina will shield me with their big, strong blue shield, while I keep the rest of the health bar topped off and strong. I wasn't always like this, though. The broke reroll machines meta awoken something within me to heal all those large health pools. Now I'm begging the player to break reroll machines and let me help them all get better. Where does this even... Codus, was that you? Mods, keep an eye on that guy. He scares me. I don't know what's happening with him. But I'm scared. How many more loves to make the healers heal you too? When you get 4 more loves, it makes the world all passive to you. I don't believe they will just start healing you on their own. It used to be where you could get like the rat perk and the healers would just passively heal you. I can't remember if there's a way to get them to just like passively heal you these days. Without like, you know, pheromone, obviously. I can't remember one of these. They heal you 100% on 4 more loves. Wait, they heal? Is it? They just heal you? On their own without? I don't remember that part. I remember them not being aggressive. I mean, not aggressive. Like the enemies won't be aggressive. Does that apply to the healers in the vault too? I don't. For some reason, I thought that doesn't happen anymore. I don't know why I was thinking that. Way back in the day, I remember the good old days, you would grab the rat perk which is kind of ironic because now these days, if you grab the rat perk, it's pretty much going to get all the healers killed. But it used to be the rat perk was like the best perk to grab to get healers to help you. But that was short-lived in the early access days. Yeah, honestly, I can't remember because I mean, who the hell's grabbing 4 more loves and then it's like using healers to heal? It would be such a weird combination. First, my strategy is to get more love 4 times and then rely on the healers' heals. It's like, if you have 4 more loves, why would you need them to heal you? You should be a god. Nobody likes rats. They used to though. Was that the patch note? Was that the patch note they put with it? Nobody likes rats. It seems really familiar when you said it. I was like, wait, like something clicked in my head. The tier list? Yeah, we do need to update a tier list. I know. Ooh, baby.
Dunk, which top 3 Twitch chatters would you most want to meet IRL?
Top 3 Twitch chatters. Who lives in Hawaii, alright? Like, I don't know, are they coming to me, or do I have to go to them? If I'm having to go to them, I'm sorry to my Finnish peeps, but if it's wintertime, I'm not ready for that level of snow. I would like to see it, but I don't know if I'm ready to survive it, if that makes sense. I want to see it from a very comfy, safe distance. Oh, you know, I just realized we're about to be fighting the big fella. That is kind of scary whenever you don't have big damage. I gotta do this quick. Luminous drill. That. I guess we could just put it as a 1 frame. That's not gonna do much damage on the big fella. And the big fella's gonna laugh at us and be like, what is that damage? What is that weak shit? We could dig around him, that is true, and then just come back up into here whenever we have a bit more flavor to our name. Well, let me see what's over here. This is gonna end up luring him out.
Dunk doesn't like his European peeps for vacation Sag bad stream not being parasocial Kappa.
Kappa. I mean, there are a lot of places I'd like to visit, but I also would have to do my research too, because I don't know enough. You guys know me, uninformed enough. I would get myself probably in some place I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Gonna get lost. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Back, you beast! Woo! All right. Everything luckily fell together very quickly right as the boss was coming up. But for a moment there, I was a bit sweaty. Alright, so we can kill the Alchemist with this wand very easily. It has an always cast personal tentacler, so tentacles will shoot out of any enemy that I hit with this spark bolt. So that will be great. And then this one, more than good enough. There was a speed up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right here. And there's a return. Oh, this wand's kind of crazy in general. So we want that. Speed up goes there. I'll keep one of those. Toss this. Move that. Actually, let's move that. Ooh, no, I need one of them. Alright, hold on to that. Move that there. The return I may end up using as our teleport wand, depending on what else we get. I kind of like the big homing over the little tiny homing. We'll use this to kill the Alchemist in a bit whenever we want to have infinite digging. Exploding corpses. Yeah, I think we'll go with exploding corpses for the explosion immunity. Lumi hook. Lumi hook? Oh, you're saying doing a Lumi. It's not a bad idea. I don't know if this sustains super well, but it's better than just... I mean, there's no reason not to have it right now, really. The dream is I get a Nala, and then we can really start to make it shine. Alright, into the jungle we go. One thing that I gotta keep an eye out for... Ooh, crit on water is kind of cool. I want to keep an eye out for projectile weakening curse. Dude, my health bar is kind of garbage. The hell? Alright, health bar not looking too good, but don't worry, the dragon should spawn in and we kill him, and then hopefully he will give us some loot. Not really the loot I was looking for. Alright, we just jump in here. I do heal beforehand. Don't risk Kolmi pulling some shit. Got some plasmas. Alright, get over here, boss. Fire immunity, explosion immunity, I would take the nearest heal and go look in Wand-Mart for healing spells. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm gonna grab the electric immunity. And but these are some plasmas if I end up needing them for this the plasma build that we're gonna be running here in just a bit. I got them. Let me go ahead and just push down to the final mountain, I guess. We're already... Or not the final mountain, the mountain before the final mountain. That was flung. Nope. Ow, that one kind of hurt. .21 capacity. That... What the... Wand's so odd. But it's our wand. More black holes. I do like the regular black holes over the timers that I have right now, but I also don't like the wand as much. The Giga Pudding. One game. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Something like Tinker. That's a big help. So then now I can just steal this. Dig it out of the mountain, it becomes free. That doesn't apply to wands, that only applies to spells. Heal is here, I'm gonna grab it. Dig up. We'll get those black holes. We could, but I think we're about to have infinite anyways. So I shouldn't have to worry about obsessing over them. Unless I pass right by it, then I might as well grab them, right? Which I think actually... Oh, I am passing right by. I was lined up perfectly. That worked out nicely. It's also a good one. It's a 2-cast though, so... Let's not deal with it. Could have just transferred all the black holes over to the bigger wand, but we don't really need that many, because soon we're going to have infinite anyways. Don't worry about the details. Sorry, I'm a little more focused up for just a bit here, since I noticed the pacing of our run was kind of behind where I would want it to be. But at some point we're going to be... I want to have a kind of a... I don't want to just have a black hole wand traveling around is what I'm saying, because you guys have seen me... Oh shit, that was... an accident. Don't want to get hit by that guy's twitchy bullshit. Yeah, you don't want to see me just shooting around with black hole looking for the eyes. That's not too interesting. But if I can get a cool plasma wand going, that could be kind of fun. I mean, well, realistically, we're probably still going to use the black hole a lot to get around, but maybe we don't have to use it for everything. Mid left is going to be our best bet. Alright, building in the background's right there. We're going to shoot the black hole down. We're going to put the personal lightning caster onto our spark bolt with trigger. It's one of the fastest methods for killing the alchemist, but it is a bit dangerous. Especially when you have a shitty telewand like I do. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I bet you he's gonna turn up dead.
He's a little explosive. I don't think we're gonna need that for anything else. I'll hold on to it for a moment, but Alpha, cast a copy of the first spell on your wand. Toss the rest of these. Alright, we have infinite black holes. We have the fee. Bloop, 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 bloop. Alright, so far so good. Got our infinite digging in place. Oh no, come on, get in there. Flash thrower, we don't need you. I should kill this. No, trust that. What we got going on over here? Anything interesting? Another flash thrower. Double flash, dude. Oh, look at that. We got that one spawn of that creature. It's like a blue kind of fog. You can spawn in here. It's not the most common, though. And the only way you can kill it is... the only way I know of you can kill it is you bring out the eye. There may be some other, like, funky methods, like acid or something. That's possible. But you bring out the eye item, and it will allow you to see the enemy that is there. It's going after the boss. You can see it attacking it. Ow. There we go. I think it's safe to say we got him. Grab the hearts. Check the wand. Wand doesn't seem too interesting. We'll take the copy thrice, and we are going to run for it. Run for it! Another heart, why not? So right now, the main things that are going to make for a cool plasma build that we have, this Omega right here can be pretty cool. Actually, why is this black hole? We don't need that. Yeah, the Omega can do some crazy stuff because it can, you know, do lots of duplication of spells. And then if we put the copy random spell thrice next to the Omega, it will take whatever Omega copies and do it 3 more times, which means it will get extra spicy. And then, I don't know, something like Chaotic Path could be kind of funny looking formations, maybe. Probably don't need the Bouncing Burst. Probably don't need the Personal Lightning Caster either. I have this return there in case I want to make a Telewand out of it. Let's see what the game is going to give us. So we're looking for tellies. We're looking for heals. We're looking for... Oh, I don't want to kill those guys. I actually need those guys. Actually, wait, no. Oh, I guess I can kind of use those guys. I need the Weakening Mage more than I need those guys. Those guys can give me heals, but I doubt I'll need the heals that bad. I mean, I need the heal spell, but I don't need the heal method from those guys.
I'm touching myself.
Are you going to do the weakening projectile trick? Yes, because we're looking to create a plasma. I think I'm going to create a plasma that deletes like large areas. That way we can use it for a fun method for hunting down the what am I looking for? A fun method for hunting down the eyes today. And if I don't use that, then it will be kind of a... We'll have to come up with another infinite healing method, and it's probably not worth the trouble. But we'll see. I mean, the game may not even throw a projectile weakening curse at us, in which case we'll have to do something else. But the point is, though, we need to find the eyes, and I want to do it in a fun way, instead of just being like, oh, let's just run around black holing everything. Which I have come across a lot of plasmas, but I guess I better start picking them up just in case I need to make use of them soon. And I'll throw on the triple as well. Have you ever lost a run to the player's ghost enemy? Oh yeah. Through the years, many times. But I also won way more runs. Like from time to time we would die, and that's what made me keep it around for the longest time. It would just, you you know, every once in a while I'll see like a funny moment, an interesting moment. But yeah, so it used to be pretty fun, but I think as you play more, you start to kind of, I mean, you still can get wands that end up killing you because you build some crazy good wands, right? But for the most part, the ghosts start to become just a easy resource.
Digging wisp?
Basically, the player ghost ends up just being like a farm, giving you mega loots really early in the run. And if you play a lot of Noita, I mean, I guess everybody has their different things that they're interested in. But the part that you guys know me that I love the most is like the building myself up, right? Like where you have no resources, and you're like, I gotta become strong and all that. And the player ghost takes that away in a lot of runs, because it'll be like 5 minutes into a run, and you come across this wand with like 6 ad manas and chainsaws and everything, and it's like, oh, a player ghost must have, because player ghosts also create lots of enemies, right? Like player ghosts can fight nearby creatures. They do all kinds of weird shit that causes fights to break out. And when that happens, there's a lot of times they die without you being involved at all. They just get themselves killed. And when that happens, the ghost just drops the wand that it was holding. So you're walking around the very first zone. You get excited for finding, oh, I found a wand with spark trigger. This is huge. Oh, I found a heart. And then you're like, oh, a wand on the ground. Oh, 7 ad manas, 10 chainsaws. And it kind of like, it loses that, you know, that pacing, that fun pacing of Noita. So eventually, what I did is I started clearing the bones folder so that we don't worry about the player ghosts ever even, you know, showing up. But we have brought it back for fun challenges, and Chad has been asking for a while. I think Congo was the last one to be asking for it recently, wanting me to bring back the player ghosts, but where the chat gets to design wands that the player ghost can spawn with. And we may do that at some point. May see me bringing it back. Yep, chat ghost. Exactly. Exactly. Though we probably have to put some rules in place because you guys are little cheaters. You're like, oh, here's my player ghost. That is instantly kills everything in the biome. You know, 0% chance you can survive. Or like it's even modded, and like, yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. It's hard to keep a fun balance. That's a pretty spicy wand. Let me make some changes to it real quick. Is there a VOD of the previous runs with chat designed wands or Twitch clips? Oh, there's definitely Twitch clips, because, I mean, I get linked it regularly. Some of them are going to seem very non-regular Noita, because that's where I started to say, okay, maybe I didn't realize what could actually be done with the chat wands. So my thinking was pretty innocent in the beginning, which is like, okay, well, we're starting to lose the fun of like Noita if we're just given a god wand from our previous run. So that's why we turned it off. But then the idea was, oh, chat comes up with ways that they think, oh, the player ghost is definitely going to kill him. And this, you know, that could make for hilarious stuff. But when people started to design wands, they realized that there are methods using the player ghost wand is this file that literally tries to reconstruct the wand from your previous run. But there's other information you can feed into that, apparently, to such an extreme that you can literally just, pretty much you could have mods, you could make a mod and stuff it into a wand and put it in the bones folder. And so I'm playing regular Noita, and all of a sudden there's this wand on the ground. Oh shit, you pick it up and it could fire off an enemy that doesn't even exist in the game. It could spawn a boss that was never actually in Noita. It's a mod stuffed inside of a wand.
Dunk is very similar to Pirate Software. He describes himself as a player who enjoys a challenge, so he removes the bones from the game. On the other hand, he plays 13 to 37 Ti like a wimp.
Listen. That narrative only works on the newer guys. Old guys remember. They were here in those days of like, oh, for the 4th run today, here's a god wand in the first 10 minutes. Usually what would happen on those runs is so at first what I would do is I would just pick up the wand and I would just go in the run. Like I would just go blast through the whole level and get a win, and we'd start a new run. And then
he also loses that 13 to 37 range 98% of the time.
And then eventually people say, well, why don't we just make it where you just don't pick up the wands? So on those, it felt kind of silly, because what would happen is you always had people that didn't understand the history of of my run-ins with the wand ghosts. So I would leave behind a wand, like, I don't know, imagine this, just sitting there, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, ghost wand, and I leave it. And then later on, I find like 1 ad mana. I'm like, yes, an ad mana. Like, why do you care? Like, there was a wand with like 4 ad manas you left just a little while ago. And I'm like, because it was a ghost wand, that wasn't like a real wand. And yeah, so eventually I was like, you know what? I'm tired of having to deal with that damn wand and discuss it regularly. So we just turned that shit off, or just made it so that it wasn't gonna spawn. But if you're really diehard and you're like, hey, I want to leave my bone folder on, but I also want to be as OP as possible, what you could do is you can actually very easily dictate what bones go into that folder. And you could have it where every time before you end a run, like before you jump into the sun, you would edit up your wands in such a way that they can't damage you at all, and stuff every resource you have from that run into that wand. And then when you start a new game, well, whenever you jump into the sun, I think if you die to the Midas damage, I forget which way it is, whenever it kills you, it will put it in the bones folder, and you will have just basically a bones folder full of these god wands that can't kill you at all. Literally, you can make it where there's a 0% chance that they could kill you. And it just guarantees mega loots all the time. I did that. I had a wand with Taika Sova's Circle of Vigor, Parallel, Teleport, etc. in the Bones folder. And so killing Kiwi had like a 4 out of 5 chance of winning the round. Yeah, exactly. You know what's crazy is I got tired of the Bones folder. Let me think how long it's been. I got tired of the Bones folder, let's say like 3 years ago. I don't know, it may have been longer. I can't remember how long it's been. But Kiwi didn't exist then. So now the whole player ghost thing has become even more extreme, because when you kill the Kiwi boss, you get three of your Bones folder wands appearing at once. And yeah, it's potentially insanely OP when it already was OP before. It's a little bit broken. Ooh, Deadly Heal. Well, don't mind if we do. So we want the speed here. Hot damn. I want the Deadly Heal there. Don't have the I don't have the setup to use the Deadly Heal yet. I mean, I could give it to those one healer guys, I guess. Ooh. Hold up. Fun fact, Dunk stopped playing with the Bone Folder because it had identical builds in it with chainsaw wrapping, and even Dunk started to notice it. No. You guys can try to spin your narratives all you want. It was literally, I mean, it shouldn't take much to wrap your brain around it. Where if you're just given god loots in the first 5 minutes of a run, it kind of kills the excitement. And having to create a special set of rules of like, oh, I just don't pick them up. It just felt kind of lame. I'm given the god loots and then I just leave them on the ground. I wish there was a mod that disabled like half of all spells each run to force me to be innovative. So what I was thinking is maybe a daily run. So the reason I feel like there's not a lot of innovation that is forced upon you is that there's consistency in Noita, which is what the devs wanted. They didn't want it to feel like it's a pure RNG fest. They don't want it to be like, you know, some people when they first start playing Noita, and myself included, you're like, there's just so much randomness. You can't control this game. It's pure chaos. It's all luck. But then later you realize, oh no, it's actually like really consistent. Like you can consistently build, you know, as long as you have a couple different ideas of builds, you can usually run them pretty consistently, all that kind of stuff. And anyway, so my idea would be like the daily run, specifically do it on the daily run because maybe there may be some bullshit to the variance. It may go against kind of like good game balance, but having some scenario, this is a weird looking wand sprite by the way, having some scenario where the spells actually got like stirred around in the tiers that they're in. So maybe you're in the early game and instead of just seeing like the usual spark bolts and chainsaws and spark trigger, maybe instead you'd be seeing things like bad guys. Maybe you'd be seeing some of the spells that you usually don't see showing up to the late game. And even when they show up in the late game, they're not even that great, so you're just pretty much never using them. An example of a really good one would be the Path of Dark Flame. Yes, it is really expensive. It costs 90, but I think if this showed up really early, you could find yourself in some scenarios where it's actually decently useful. Also, the fact that it has charges does suck too, so they probably would need to tweak that too. But the point is, like, shifting around the pools so that you see some spells in the early game that you usually would only see in the late game, and some of the late game spells that you will now see in the early. You know what I mean? Like, just flopping the order around where now you're flip flopping it, and then you don't have certain expectations in a daily run. Because I have expectations in my dailies. Like, I'm gonna get this. I will get this. I bet, yeah, again, only on something like the daily, because you wouldn't want to ruin the new player experience, because Noita is a great game. This is more for like the sweaty peeps that just want to, you know, you want the game to force you into cool stuff. Force you to try out cool stuff rather than having to do self-imposed challenges. Our health is climbing up quick. So far, we aren't really finding what I would want to find. Phasing. Phasing's an interesting one. I mean, I'm getting lots of stuff to work with the plasmas. Just not the Weakening Curse. So if you're curious what the Weakening Curse does, Weakening Curse actually makes it, specifically, we need the Projectile Weakening Curse, which is this one right here. If we don't get it soon, then I'll kind of pivot my strategy. And we'll go in a different direction. But if we do find this, we'll be able to make it where plasmas actually heal us up. They actually give us health. And then we can do some fun stuff with it. What do you think of an early quest to get a random high-level spell like Divide by 10 or Add Trigger? Yeah, the randomness would be probably the fun part. That way it's not either... Sometimes it's like... consistency is important in Noita because then it makes it show you that you can control the game. But some moment of variance to force out creativity would also be nice, which is what it seems like you're kind of pitching there. Could be cool. The problem with spells having different random effects each game, where there's like, you know, every run. There's actually a mod that does that in Noita, where it makes like a custom spells every run. They change every seed. Is that Noita already has insane depth to it, and having that, one of the cool things is like you're carrying knowledge from your previous runs into the game, and this is where the consistency comes from with the wand building. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that like knowledge being useful thing. You just want that knowledge, like you're having to throw together builds using the resources put in front of you. You want the resources put in front of you to vary, not necessarily your knowledge about those resources to change. That makes sense. Sorry if I was kind of worded a little bit badly. Because knowledge is one of the key things to consistency in Noita, which makes you feel like, oh, this game can be mastered. If that knowledge varied from run to run, then that would become a lot less useful. Dude, are you kidding me right now? We're gonna work our ass off for this. Well, there's Explosion Weakening Curse, but this is no good to us. Explosion Weakening Curse can be... You can make explosions heal the player using this, but that only works if you do not have explosion immunity. Once you have explosion immunity, you can't get healed with these explosives unless you go to the perk remover and remove the explosion immunity. So I have Exploding Corpses. Exploding Corpses has explosion immunity built into it, making that useless to me. Is there an enemy randomizer for Noita? Enemy randomizer. I mean, there are definitely a lot of modded enemy stuff, but I don't know about like kind of, I guess. Fairmod has some bullshit in it. Like a true good enemy randomizer. I'm assuming you mean like the enemy itself. Maybe its stats vary in maybe its attacks. I feel like there's flavors of that in mods. I don't know if there's an entire mod dedicated to purely just that. I'd have to look at the shop. I mean the workshop. We'll take the heavy on that. Bring the laser eye just in case. What do you mean by that? Oh, to the eyes. We have brought that there before. I didn't find any interaction, I don't think. I mean, obviously, I know we didn't find any interaction, but I can't remember if we brought it to it. I feel like we did. Don't remember the stuff that we've tried. We've only tried a couple things. We definitely haven't spent as much time with it as many people in the community have. There's some people that have spent hundreds of hours doing some testing and theorizing with the eyes. Can you please not bathe in acid while this low of HP? Yeah, it was a little bit silly, wasn't it? Gotta be a bit more careful. There should be a healer coming up soon, or not a healer, but the guy that copies projectiles. And I'll force him to become my healer. There he is. There's my boy. Oh shit, he's got some friends. Okay, so what we're looking to do... We're looking to get rid of all the other bad guys, except for our buddy there. Hopefully he doesn't get himself killed. And then we're going to shoot a heal in his direction, like that. And I think I failed to do it. What the hell, man? Where'd he go? He got healed and he ran. There he goes. Now he's shooting off heals. And see, it looks kind of scary because it did, you know, my health bar did go really low. Okay, now he's copying my spark bolts. God damn it. Stop that. Where'd he go? I don't know why he's being so... Like, he's just leaping all over the place. He's going in monkey mode right now. Oh, is that him? Did he jump all the way over there? Oh no, he's below me. There's another one. He's got a twin! Sometimes he's being annoying. He just ignores the... There he goes. You gotta be careful with that, because remember, it is % healing, so sometimes you need to... Don't let him just hit you too many times in a row, because if your health is low enough, he could go hit before the healing really kicks in, and you would just get yourself in trouble. But alright, so we got him to copy our heals, and now he's our little healer slave over here. Alright, I got enough heals, dude. Chill. So this heal, he actually will shoot forever because there is damage on the heal, so he just keeps using it. But if you give him a regular heal bolt, he only heals you if you're missing health, which is pretty cool. Okay, projectile weakening curse not found yet. A little concerning. You teleport up, please. You may be saying, why are you trying to teleport up? Because we are looking to get some money. Dude, look how terrible this thing is. Actually, like, maybe faster to levitate. Oh, true. Why do I not have? That's a good call. Even still, it's going to be a little more scuffed, but I don't know why I was doing the little stutter shots when I didn't need to. Oh, we even have a third Admon. We're balling. No creepy DunkTales. We've already heard that one before, but we can have a little bit of DunkTales, a little bit of flavor. There we go. Gonna rock out to this.
Lurking in this sweaty cave here in Dunkville. Moist mobs, monsters, swapper mages. It's a dunk thrill. Might get a victory. Extend your win streak. DunkTales, ooh. Every night he's out there screaming. DunkTales, ooh. Tales of glory, crouches when skill prevails. Ooh. Danger ways will find you. Virtuous emotes will find you. Punch a goon and slide into some DunkTales. Let's take a spin, might get a win on DunkTales. Ooh. Tales of a legend, all jokes and good dunk spells. Ooh. Not give a fails on them on snails. No DunkTales. Ooh.
There you go. There's a little flavor of DunkTales for you. I see a new guy in the chat says, "Hey Dunk, I have watched a few of your videos, and I am one perk away from completing the perks. It's the one you get from killing the mech Kolmi. Could you give me a few tips on how to kill him? Love
I really
from
wish you guys could see
Finland."
this guy right now. He is
Yo there.
in sweat.
Is that Miguel's dude? Well, Miguel. Awesome. Like the fact that you're down to that as your last perk is pretty huge. Yeah, there's definitely worse perks to be left with where you're like, shit, I still have to get this. As for advice, tips. So that boss can be a little spicy. You do not want to give them a direct look at you. Because this boss can shoot off a barrage of rockets, and they actually do some serious damage. So pretty much he has two attacks. He has one attack, which is a barrage of like several rockets, a whole army of rockets. I don't know, like he shoots, I think it tells on the wiki, I'll look in a second. Let's just say like 10 rockets or some shit. And if all of them hits you, it can do like 1,000 damage, maybe even more. It's a lot. Having something like explosion immunity will help reduce its damage quite a bit, but it also still does projectile damage. Like it does good amounts of damage, so be careful. But he doesn't just like shoot rockets and like he doesn't space them out. It's like one moment where it's like just a whole army of rockets. So you kind of hide behind a wall because all the rockets will just run into a wall and you're fine. He's got another attack, which is a large red beam. What he does, he kind of like lines up the beam and then he just like fucking drills through the ground, and that will dig. It's kind of like a black hole in terms of like it will just dig through hard material that you wouldn't expect it to dig through. So red beam and then the whole barrage of rockets. If he isn't doing either of those attacks, he has another thing that he does where he puts up like a little shield in front of him. And if you try to shoot him, it just eats your projectiles. So it's frustrating because there's a moment where the boss kind of just stands there and looks around and you're like, this is my moment. This is the perfect moment to attack him. When in reality, that's kind of a tricky moment. Yeah, because he's just eating most of your projectiles unless you know how to like shoot it around his shield, which is basically like you have to use like homing or like rotate towards. So my suggestion would be you try to build a big damage wand, obviously. The kind of damage that you can do can vary a little bit. If you want to know the damages that he's weak to, right here, you'll see that slice damage does good against Mecha Kolmi, so that means like chainsaws. They do great. Some of the saw blades do fantastic as well. Finally, one of the devs played the game. Nice, Rustlin. Nice. Yeah, finally one of the devs loaded it up. Electric damage. It does 80% electric damage. That one's kind of hard, though, because not a lot of electric builds are the greatest. Unless you use, like, the electric charge modifier on a good build. Ice damage, not bad as well. Drill damage. So something like digging bolts that I have here. These digging bolts do pretty good against them. And... what else? And holy damage. The boss isn't that tanky. When you think about 1,250 HP is not that much. It's just, you got to make sure you know what damage you're doing. I see a lot of people go in there with big explosion damage, and you know, it's not going to do good unless... Wait, no, the explosion is completely immune. There was one of the damage types that I was surprised the other day. We were learning something about it, and I couldn't remember what it was. That I was like, oh, that actually does do... It's like a simple method. One of the simple builds did work on them pretty well. I can't remember what it was. Alright, we're looking for the seam. This is the seam. We're going through the cursed rock, probably in kind of a silly way. I'm trying to set it up correctly. Ooh, that was a... Ooh. A little sloppy, but whatever. Didn't really use the seam very much. Yeah, I guess I would just treat that boss, especially while you're getting used to his attacks, if you've never seen him. You like to keep terrain between you and the boss, and then when he's about to shoot that red beam, just know that it can tear through the wall. But as long as you're keeping terrain between you, whenever he shoots off his deadly stuff, most of it will just, you know, those rockets will just hit the wall and you'll be fine. Oh, one more little detail. One more little detail that is really frustrating with that boss fight, but can actually vary a lot depending on the world gen. So that boss is actually friends with some of the robots that are in that area. And you may not realize it, but there are robot healers. And used to be back in the day, it was a little more obvious because you can still get heals from the robot healers. It's just the methods are a lot harder to get. The little healers around him, there's healers that will come over to the boss and heal him up. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're kind of, depending on how much damage you have, it can be a frustrating fight because I fought him before with low damage and it's not that bad. You're like, oh, I'll chip away at him. I'll chip away at him. And he real quickly, you know, 1,250 damage is not that much in Noita. But the issue is, sometimes he can get multiple healers on him to the point that you will literally be forced to kill all the healers before you can kill the boss himself. And the healers actually will roam into the boss arena mid-fight. They're just kind of roaming around. And this can cause some chaos during the fights because the boss tears holes in walls and stuff, and he'll shoot a hole through a wall, and then, oh, here comes a little robot healer through the hole in the wall, and it just heals them up. It's all randomness, so you can't plan for that. I've had times where I fought him with like kind of lowish to mediocre damage, and I didn't have like any healers I had to deal with. But I've had majority of my fights with medium to low damage. I did have a problem with the healer, so I feel like it was something worth mentioning since it happens more often than not. I feel like, at least in my experience. Ideally, you would just insta kill him. Just build such a high damage wand that you see the barrage of rockets attacks, you run out right after he does it and just blast him before he does any other moves, and you just one shot him. But that's also asking a lot from a person who's going into their first fight, you know, with Mecha Kolmi. But just know that it doesn't take the most insane build to insta kill him. As long as you have the right damage types and you just jump around that corner and spam into him. This boss isn't a boss that you have to be like careful of, like, oh, make sure, you know, he doesn't reflect damage. No, he doesn't reflect damage. He doesn't do any of that. He'll eat your projectiles, and then he has his own offensive attacks. That's pretty much his big moves. That's the big things to fear. No problem, dude. I got you, man. I know it's a lot of information, but it's just like, I feel like when you get to the arena, it is one of the better bosses that you can kind of assess things out. Some bosses you don't get to assess things, right? You're like, you're either killing him or he's killing you. That's it. But Mecha Kolmi, you can dance and like hide behind walls and be like, what the hell's happening in this fight? One more piece of advice. There's little machine dudes leading up to the fight. That's how you'll know if you're in good shape. You should be dealing with those little machine guys very well. You shouldn't be like, oh, I can't kill this machine. Oh, I can't kill this machine. It means that Mecha Kolmi is going to be a problem for you. If you're running around and the little minions in the area, you're like, oh yeah, I'm not worried about them. I kill this guy, I kill that guy. Yeah, you're going to kill Mecha Kolmi too. In fact, I doubt he has like that much more health than them. It's more like he has more health, but he has his own mechanics is the only difference. Come on, teleports. Chainsaws, I do like that. I do.
Do it.
That's pretty big. Please, game. Give me some good stuff. Stop being cruel to me. Don't worry, I'm hoping soon we'll get to be adventuring around, looking for the eyes. I mean, I guess... Hold on, let me look at that one picture that Artorias made for us again. Oop. Yeah, this one. So whenever I'm in the biomes themselves, we're not going to see the eyes, but the in-betweens, there's if you this is a general map of Noita. This is not our seed, this is just a general look at Noita. And the spots that are in white are the ones that are eligible to spawn the eyes that we're looking for today. So we got to keep that in mind when we're traveling around, because we're in the East World already. It would be kind of insane if we just stumbled into it, but you never know. we're not going to be searching for it right now. I mean, if we stumble across it, that's cool. But for the most part, I'm focusing on the cool plasma build first. That way we can use it to help us search for fun. Also, All-Seeing Eye, probably really necessary for today. So let's grab that up. Finally. Woo! Hook bolt, fuck you. Yay! Also, there was a bloodlust that we could use for deadly heal if we would like. Yes! We can tele normal. There we go. I could sense it. I was like, it's nearby. I could smell it. There we go. Finally, we can get to the good stuff. Big plasma shots. Even though we have some, you know, I just want to start building it. Then from there, we can see what we're lacking for the flavor. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go find a weakening mage now. We find a weakening mage, which we can find in this. We should be able to find in this world pretty easily. All right, we're looking for a weakening mage. The weakening mages can spawn in several locations. Just this one is a kind of a nice little area. That's not the weakening mage. That's the copy mage. These are blinding mages. These are bullshit mages. Dude, there's so many copying mages on this seed. It's kind of extreme. How am I gonna hit myself with a weakening curse real fast? Let me look into that. How do I want to hit myself with it? Actually, we could probably just apply it using a plasma, couldn't we? So if we were to do, let's say, null shot, weakening, plasma, and then just for safety reasons, we'll put another thing there in the way. And this in the way too. Hopefully that keeps me from messing it up. Oh no, you can't, wait. Can I not get that interaction at all out of it? I needed to interact with the player. What if I put a bloodlust on there? Does that... I can ricochet stuff off the wall, I know that. Putting projectile spells in storage wand? Okay. Listen, it's hard times. I just want to apply that shit in the simplest way. Okay, there it goes, yeah. That'll work. No weebs! Bad weebs. So basically, what we're trying to do is we got to hit ourselves with this weakening mage. Or the weakening curse. But we don't want to hurt ourselves, so... Shoot it. I fly into it. Boom. We have the weakening curse. That's going to be crucial. Now we can become super OP. Dude, I feel like we're seeing every mage but the weakening mage. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's just go to another parallel world. Why risk it? Let's see. Are we actually gonna get any weakening mages? Hello, hello. There's some tele mages. Definitely a couple tele mages. There we go. There's two of them. Oh shit! I almost killed him. Hello, friend. I shouldn't have grabbed the shield. It's gonna be a little bit annoying. So what I need to do is I need this guy's weakening effect to hit me. So whenever he hits me, see right there, we have the weakening. We're currently weakened. It means like what immunities and stuff that we have, it just ignores them. And in fact, it even messes with our resistances and such. So whenever it expires, in classic Noita fashion, it doesn't say, oh, go back to where you were. It tries to just adjust the number in such a way that it thinks it puts you back to where you were. So this leaves you an opportunity to trick the game. What we're going to do is we are going to, so first let me show you just a plasma shot on its own. So I'm going to shoot the plasma shot. There it is. We jump into it, right? It hurts us. 876, fly across, 855. So it does a little bit of damage. What we're going to do now is we're going to let him hit us. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm trying. Come on, hit me. All right. So now we're weakened. So our stats, like our resistances and stuff, have been messed with a little bit. They're temporarily altered. And what we want to do is when it hits around 6 seconds, we want to apply another thing that alters our resistances. And then we want it to work in such a way... Oh shit, I think I did it too early. We'll find out, I guess, in a moment. You want to do it in such a way that whenever you add something that is another resistance manipulator, you want the one that he applied to expire first. This allows your stats, your resistance to projectile damage, to kind of start to misalign to where it should be. Ooh, come on. So this time I'll hold off a little bit. Usually I have a crappier method for applying the weakening curse, so it's okay to start it early, but this one's a pretty good method. There we go. So the weakened effect goes away first, and then afterwards we lose the weakening curse projectile that we had applied to ourselves intentionally. Now, normally you would not want to apply a weakening curse to yourself. It means that you take more damage from, in this case, weakening curse projectiles. So you take more damage from projectiles. We're simply doing it to misalign our resistances. So it shouldn't take us too much, and it actually will get so misaligned, our resistance to projectiles, that not only do we not take, we will no longer take damage from projectiles. Where are we at? 838. We're still taking a bit of damage. 806. Actually, did I even? Am I doing? Hold on, make sure I'm doing it right. Let me hit a couple more. Oh shit! What? Hey! Mage, no! What the? All right. Well, hello, friend. Alright, back to hiding, I guess. Alright, let's keep misaligning it. There we go. Okay. Get rid of these bad guys around. The fire mage wasn't there. No, don't bleed onto my friends. No, you're gonna kill them. God damn it. Mage, of course, shows up, and then these guys are burning. They're burning. There we go. I saved the one that matters. As his buddy dies. I'm sorry about your friend. But yeah, the reason I think the reason we're not getting as fast as you would think it usually just takes a couple of them is I accidentally mistimed, I think maybe 2 of them, in fact. I know I mistimed 1. There we go. Weekend has run out. This can run out. Alright, let's check it out now. Hopefully I'm not mistiming everything this whole time. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. It hurts so good. We actually went, I kind of went too extreme. I was trying to get to the point where I'd take 0 damage. So when you jump into it, it does nothing. Meaning you're 100% resistant to the projectile damage. But I went too far, and so now we are, let's say, 100, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 150% resistant. So that means not only do you reject all the damage, but you reject so much of the damage that actually even helps you. It actually even heals you. And you can keep pushing this even further. You don't have to stop there. The further you push it, the more projectile damage will heal you. Can you undo the weakening curse trick? I think if you did the reverse, maybe? Like so you apply the weakening curse like this, and then you have them hit you, and then this will expire, and then the weakening trick expires. Is that the right way, chat? Wait, chat's saying yes, but is that the right order? Yes! I maybe said it. They seem to don't trust chat. Well, they seem to say yeah that you can. I don't know if they're saying yes that the order I said is correct, but I think it's like you do the reverse of what I'm doing right now. You're basically, yeah, misalign it, but you misalign it back in the other direction. But we're getting healed now. So this is exciting. So projectile damage does heal us. That applies to any projectile or anything that is projectile damage specifically. So if an Uko tries to hit me, he does explosion damage and he does electric damage. That's still going to hurt me. Well, I'm explosion immune, so the explosion won't. But the electricity damage, oh, I'm electric immune now too. I forgot. So he won't hurt me. Let's see somebody who's a good one that does multiple damage types. I mean, I have so many immunities right now. I mean, I have fire immunity, electric immunity. All right, look at Tiny. Or the dragon. The dragon does melee damage. I don't have any melee immunity. So when the dragon goes into me, he will hurt me badly. Really badly. In fact, he could kill me. Only things that do projectile damage are now safe. But if you wanted to make more things safe, or make it not just where they're safe, but they actually help you, what you would have to do is you don't grab the immunities for the things that you're wanting to heal you. And then you grab the, let me see, where, oh, right here. So, weakening curse projectiles. This is the one we just used. And, yeah, this one we just made it where it's good for us now. So, projectiles are helpful to me. Explosives, that's another one you could do. But again, don't grab explosion immunity if you're wanting to make it where it heals you. Because right now, my character doesn't interact with explosions. So, you can't even make them heal you, even if you wanted to. Melee, weakening curse melee. I don't have melee immunity. So I could, if I found this, I could make it where enemies will, they try to hit me, they try to melee me, would actually heal my character. But I don't have that set up right now. So melee currently does hurt me. Same goes for weakening curse electricity. I have the immunity, but if I didn't, then I could get this this weakening curse and make it where it actually helps my character. In fact, we did a run based around that probably like 6 months ago. It's been a while. But instead, we got what we came for. Let's set up a build. We're probably going to have to go farm up some divide buys and stuff, but I want to see what we can get going with this. Let's try plasma cutter first. Put that there yet. Increase lifetime. I do want you there. Copy random onto Omega. What does this look like? Oh, that's all. Phasing is going to make it run away too fast, actually. Crap. It's a little silly. Let's try going with... What does this look like? We got to find a beam enhancer, by the way. Beam enhancers will be really nice for us. Alright, that's okay. Let's say that we put on the cross. We can do multiple ones. I'm just kind of testing stuff out right now. Okay. Let's say that we threw all of them on there at once. You should be kind of starting to understand a little bit why we went through the trouble of making projectile damage heal us, because otherwise that would be pretty scary, right? Like this would shred us. No, you don't understand. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see the reason. What if we were to put this all on a spark trigger? How do we feel about that? Spin. What else do we want here? What if we were to put this on there, but then we also put something like this to calm it down a little bit? How does that look? Hey, stop that.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Oh, one of those is shredding me. What did I put on that? Oh, because of all the additional damage we've been adding to them. Kind of thought it would, so what, the fact that we're hurting ourselves, actually hurt me pretty bad, means that we need to use more, wait, actually, hold up. That shouldn't make sense. What did I put on there? I put something that was not right. So, projectile damage. Did I have the weaken? Did I hit myself or did an enemy weaken me? Let me test it real fast. Let me get healed first.
You got hit by weakening mage.
That piece of shit. It's kind of scary. I was gonna say, because it doesn't matter, it's percent-wise. It shouldn't be the amount of damage. So it's like, it shouldn't be like, oh, I got hit. I mean, oh, I did too much damage, that's why it's hurting me. It's like, well, no, if you're 150% resistant, doesn't matter if something does 1 damage or 1 billion damage, you're still 150% resistant. Good thing chat was paying attention, because they said that little bastard hit me. Where is he? It shows that they are pretty dangerous, because if they hit you while you happen to have some kind of crazy plasma shot going... in fact, let me go ahead and get out of this area. Kind of freaking me out, man. You murdered him? Apparently I took him with me.
Glad that's over with.
Okay, so it's a little something. I guess we just throw these here for now. It's whatever. What happens if I throw that on there? What does this look like? I don't know if we're getting anything that interesting from that. Let's... Oh, it's just kind of... kind of cool at the end, I guess. The problem with phasing is it's phasing too well. Like, it's causing them to just, like, zoom away. Yeah, it is very slow at digging the hard stuff, but it will be helpful on the liquids at least. Homing? Yeah, maybe put the homing on there, see if we get a result we're happy with. That's only going to be happy, though. We're only going to be happy with it if we're near enemies, I think. Now, even then, like, okay, just shredded them and ran away. In this case, oh no, there's still enemies, let's see. Yeah, see, it phases too hard. It phases so much that it can't even jump onto the enemies in the way that we like. Too much phasing. Can we add some divide by 10? We can. I think the thing we'd be more, like, the most interested in visually is probably the plasma beam enhancer. Probably give us the best results. LARPA Explosion's a good one. Let's see what we can find. Alright, well, we'll be adventuring around. Where's some good areas to be exploring while we're doing this? Definitely not the overgrown, but the overgrown wall on the right side would be nice. And then the water area is also going to be good. So let's get heading that way. So we're looking for the eyes while we're exploring around and just kind of, you know, goofing around with stuff. And that means that certain zones are not eligible to get it. So if we look around this area, this is the overgrown area. Apparently the eyes are not even eligible to spawn in this zone, like these spots, these backgrounds. But in the wall over here, it is eligible. If we dug all the way to the wall, actually we're in the west too right now, so it wouldn't be, I mean, we're in east too, so it's not eligible at all where we're at. But the idea is you'll get to the wall and you'll, you know, do some kind of goofy stuff. Let me just move this stuff around. And yeah, so ideally you would dig better than this. Shoot some black holes. This will mainly be helpful in the areas with liquids. Because the black hole will not be helpful, but plasmas will eat it up like crazy. Let me do a quick glance. I can't remember where all the plasma beam enhancer is known to hang out. Yeah, the blue is useless for the EDR. I wonder if we plasma beam orbit on there would be nice. Get a little orbit going. Oh shit, okay. Do not shoot the, okay, I gotta swap. The orbit was a problem. Come on, game. I'm afraid what's gonna happen is I'm actually gonna click an input while I'm on the wand. It's gonna fire off again. This build doesn't kill the character, it kills the computer. Yeah, apparently. Apparently that was the true final boss all along. Enhancer's a slow motion machine. We did some enhancing of the plasma beams in the past, and it wasn't that bad as long as you set it up correctly. I mean, it's not the greatest, not the smoothest, but it's not as bad, it's not as laggy as this. Oh no. Oh no.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Does it fix itself later? Like, yeah, it will smooth itself out. You have to wait on this to end. Dumbass. No, it's not like that. It's not like I just misclicked and fired. It's that, I mean, it's that whenever you're swapping between wands and stuff, it kind of, I don't know, it just misreads inputs and crap. I didn't scroll wheel it. You can see now it is on the second one. Clicked it again. Bullshit. I'm not even on the... I can't even fire my wands right now. I have the menu open. Oh. Alright. Now, with that closed, what's the difference? Wow, what a difference the... Yeah, screw that. In fact, I'm going to throw that away to make sure I don't make that mistake again. Alright, let's get back to the... So we want to go to East 1. Because apparently East 1 is where 5 of the eye glyphs should spawn. That's the one we're looking for. Okay, I'll hold the eye just in case there's some testing to do at the eyes with the eye. You never know. Nobody's ever thought of that before. The first one ever, right, chat? Completely original thought. This should be East 1. Which, I don't know if I should verify that. Like, maybe I should. Bobo says it is. Okay. Bobo verified. Okay, so where we hit this wall there, we know that the eyes won't spawn. Wait, actually, do they spawn even in the cursed rock? That white layer over here could actually be cursed rock. I can't remember. I feel like maybe we've seen the eyes in the cursed rock before. I'm just trying to get myself some starter points around the world, so because we're gonna have to do like a organized method of kind of checking everywhere, and we need to know where we've checked. Also, I need chat to be on their, you know, get their glasses on, because there's gonna be some serious hunting of the eyes. It's not inside Cursed Rock? Oh, okay. For some reason I was thinking we had seen it before in Cursed Rock. Actually, to be 100% certain, let's do this real fast. I think the last time that we saw the eyes, it was in like we were in the wall up in the sky, I feel like. It was something that it was very obvious that the eyes were there. Some of the terrain's backgrounds are dark, which makes it very difficult to see what the hell's going on. We're gonna take a portal. This is gonna send us back to the main world. Like this. And the reason I wanted to do that... So where we're at right now cannot spawn in the eye glyphs. If I shoot my plasma, it's probably gonna shred this whole thing, but let's try it out. Oh no, okay. As long as we don't hit the sand with it. Oh shit. So this cauldron right here, when you look at it, it already is dissolved. Oh shit. Oh, and it's really dissolved now. The cauldron is dissolved. That is because on every seed that you do, first off, this room right here, some of you may have never seen it before. And I rarely visit it because most of the time I just have mods on. Well, I don't have mods that affect gameplay, but I have mods that can pull stats from my game. And if you have any mods that are turned on, this won't spawn. However, for today, we turned on the disable mod restrictions to make sure we could see all this stuff that normally you should see in a regular vanilla run. So this room here is called the Cauldron Room. And if you want to see what the cauldron looks like normally, cauldron, surely we'll get a good look at it, right? Yeah, there you go. There's the cauldron without it having any issues. So that cauldron will either spawn, I believe it's empty, or with another liquid called void liquid. Void liquid, that's a whole other thing. It's a liquid that kind of dissolves stuff around it. And using that you know, true or false, does it contain it or does it not? A person made a key, 0101, I guess. They created like a method to decipher a hidden message in the game. They actually did it kind of backwards. They did like reverse engineered it. They actually deciphered a message that was hidden in the game, and then they used the cauldron, I guess, as a way to prove that message. I don't know. You know me. I'm not a giga-brainer. I don't know how that shit works. But Fury Forge has a great video where he talks about it. Anyways, this cauldron was the thing that really like connected it all together to make them say like, hey, here's proof that this, because sometimes whenever you decipher a message, people can make, I guess, like any message to it, you can decipher it into anything if you set it up correctly, right? You can come to whatever conclusion you want to find. But the cauldron, I think it was created like a month-long calendar of like starting on like the first of the month, I guess like the end of the month or some shit, 0101 blah blah blah, and using that key, they were able to show that the message that they deciphered, I guess, was accurate. Which the message said, "Those who seek the truth instead find its profound absence." Whatever the fuck that means. So that's why the cauldron was one of the great mysteries in Noita, because it used to do nothing. It played no role. It just did nothing in anything. And then since that guy, I wish I knew his username, he posted in the main Noita Discord. He gave his whole his whole spiel. He wrote everything out for how he found how he came to the conclusion that he did. How he, I guess, deciphered the message as he did. Oh yes, thank you, Torakashi. Even dropped the link right there if you want to dive into that rabbit hole. In Fury talks about the guy that discovered it, and he shows like the Discord posts and everything. Anyways, the reason I was going on this yapping here is because this was one of the great unsolved mysteries. For all we know, there could be more stuff to discover. I don't know, but the point is, this thing doesn't show up in your world until you have disable mod restrictions. Just like it, so if you see this thing in your world, you should also be able to see the eyes, the eye mystery, the unsolved eye glyphs. So I was running here to check that it did show up in my world. These are two separate, likely are separate puzzles or mysteries or whatever the hell you want to call them. But I just wanted to make sure, since they followed the same guideline of you have to have no mods on to see them, I wanted to make sure that was working correctly. So as you can see, my world did get the void liquid, which caused the cauldron to dissolve, and it looks all funky like that. So now that I verified it is functioning, I'm going to head down to here. Then we're gonna go to the top right. Then we go down. Sky's looking orange as hell. Look at this shit. Hold up, did Dunk just correctly remember the message? Never thought I'd see the day. Well, did I say it correctly? Honestly, I kind of take a shot in the dark. At this point, I think you guys, when you hear me relay something, you're like, it's probably like 50% accurate. Did I get it exactly correct? If so, I'm feeling kind of genius. Please, no autographs, please. So, the plasma will tear away at the ground pretty smoothly. I mean, at the water. Probably would be faster to just kill the Leviathan. I don't know. Do you guys think we'll notice if we come across the eyes in the water? Hard to say. I don't think I've found the eyes in the water before. I mean, it is supposed to be eligible. I'm just not sure if I would actually take notice. Just murk the Leviathan. The thing is, we're not exactly equipped. Leviathan may laugh at us. Actually, he definitely would laugh at us given our current resources. But there is lots of stuff that we've passed that would kill him pretty easily. Figured I might as well get that set up in some kind of nice way. So there are 5 hidden messages in East 1, according to the document in Latali, people who are much more knowledgeable on the eyes than I am. So that means that while we're exploring around, we aren't looking for just one specific message. Any of the 5 showing up would be exciting. We just need one. We can do it. Also, it's a lot easier to find them if they're in the sky area up here, because they're pretty obvious. That would have been nice if they'd appeared here, but I guess unlucky. So on the darker backgrounds, we have to watch more closely, since it's very easy to kind of not realize that you've already passed them. What is that digging wand? It's just a Greek letter, which is, I'm using alpha, copies the first spell in our wand, which is the black hole, and then we use chainsaw wrapping to fire it as fast as we can. It's like a combination of infinite projectiles into a wrapping wand, or a chainsaw wrapping wand. It's a Noita classic. Funny thing is, I'll probably come across some of the lore stuff in Noita that I haven't seen in so long, so for a moment I'll be like, oh, I found... And it'll be like one of those lore messages. I found the eyes. Nope. Alright, I gotta find something to... It's probably where you want to have a timer instead of trigger. Yeah, Holy Mountains, that's gonna be... Let's see.
Can you guys hear that helicopter?
Oil Baron, don't push your luck. So every spot that's in white is eligible for the eyes, which I think we are probably... So there's the mountain. There's the top of the water. Actually, top of the water is probably right around here. Snow chasm, there's this, yeah, this is top of the water, should be around here. So for now, we're starting off in this area, kind of looking around. I'm guessing this area up here is also in that image there as the eligible potential zone. Oh my god, as I accidentally hit myself with a telly shot. No, I went too high. And my plasmas, which we're very likely to have to end up using, these bad boys, are both our heals, and it's going to be our message for, or our method for getting rid of liquids, especially if I can find a timer. That will make me much happier than our current one. All cloud above the lake too? Okay, so all clouds there too. Got it.
I didn't hear the helicopter, but over here I heard something else. Can you hear it? And sheer 100.
Why are you this way? Batman. I feel like this was the exact area that the first time I was ever shown the eyes was somebody was traveling along in a parallel world right about this height. Somewhere around here, right beneath the cloudscape. See, the problem is when I look at that, I'm like, will I notice the eyes in all that water? I don't know. Yeah, getting a build to kill the Leviathan to not have water would be nice. I did not think of that until... Because I was thinking plasma, but then it's like, well, you just get rid of all the water at once. Kill that damn Leviathan, all the water gets deleted. Long stream? Well, we're definitely at the mercy of RNG a little bit. And RNGesus shall deliver. Woo! Oh, God. Well, too bad it's not on a good visual spot because... Let me clear it out a bit so you guys can see it better. You guys can see it clearly now, right? So clear. Very obvious. Alright, let me... So, yeah, it's nicer when it's in the... Now this is where the plasmas probably will be pretty helpful. Oh. Keep that stuff away. So we found an eye glyph. And if you find it with no dark background, it is much more visible than this. We just got a little unlucky. Not the coolest visuals. But we found it nonetheless. There are, it's basically invisible there. Yeah. It is really tricky. Wonder if we could take a screenshot and then use like Photoshop or something to enhance that shit. I almost didn't even notice. I was like, what is that like blur? I was like, what is that blur on the wall? Of course, that's the eyes.
How the fuck did you see that? He's him. God Gamer.
I got lucky. I thought it was like, is there a smudge on my monitor? What is that? The eyes. Change the game of the game. Great call. Maybe that'll help us out. It's so obvious now, right? We can all see that. I'm scared of the dark. Please turn it back on.
Where'd you find this?
It's weird. It's like when I hover over, I turn this down and I hover over this. There's like moments where I feel like I can see it a little more clearly. You didn't apply it yet? Oh, did mine not? Is it not applying any of the times? It's applying.
Wow.
Wow. My eyes getting worse? I feel like as I'm staring at it, it's just getting harder and harder to see. Now, after I go to the normal settings, you'll be like, wow, it's much more clear. Exactly as it was. Move contrast and gamma to center. Contrast and gamma. The center? Like, as in... there?
At DunkOrSlam new challenge run. Complete the game with those graphics dark AF settings you just had KEKW.
But you guys won't even see it either. Does that help at all? Yes. Slow down, I'm trying to read it. If you want better visuals, I know the position of others. Other eyes on the left side of the... Wait, how? Wait, by knowing where this one is, you instantly knew where the other ones were, Rosalina? I just found the seed? What? It's not the daily. What do you mean you found the seed? Wait, what? This guy's built different. He's like, don't worry, I just played 1,732,000 seeds. I found the one. Now I'm guessing they went through Noita and they went and typed in one of the perks maybe that we had gotten so far, and then you said search for a seed that has this perk, this perk, this perk, this perk. You know what I mean? The same order that I found them, and maybe I had the seed since you went to the second holy mountain. What? You needed just one holy mountain to find the seed? The other, let's see. Hold on. We're taking Rosalina's word for this. They may be full as shit. Let's check it out. The other eyes are on the left side of the wall below the earth essence. The left side of the wall below the earth essence. Okay, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's see if Rosalina knows what they're doing. Let me get my settings changed back to normal. I feel like it's a little bit... I mean, it did help see that really clearly. But for now, let's get back to our normal settings. There you go. Yeah, now it is really dark as fuck. So one holy mountain and you're like, boom, I'm there. Hacker man's your way into that shit. Right click to set default. Oh, I didn't realize that. Never really toy with my settings. You know me. Default for life. All right, there's the earth essence. You said on the left side of the wall underneath it? Am I crazy? Why is your seed not showing? We hit it today just so that we were all kind of on an adventure together where apparently everybody... Oh shit, Rosalina was right. Oh shit. Rosalina's a hackers. They fucking found that one quick. You were not joking. Now that one is a little clear. But if you're curious how to, if you ever, like, if maybe you're wanting to stream Noita or anything like that, the Streamer Wands client, what it does is it pulls data from your game, right? This right here, so it's pulling data from my game. So as I make changes in my run, people can just automatically get updates. That way, you know, people can walk away from their computer for a while, come back, and they'll say, wait, what kind of changes has he made? And see, as you can see, it dropped the wand. It automatically updates. You don't have to refresh or anything. Well, with this mod though, people are so tied into my game, they're able to know all these little details. So every once in a while, people throw out spoilers, things like that. So Test 60 programmed in an extra feature where in the mod settings, if you want, you can say show run seed off. And this allows us to do little kind of fun runs like today where apparently everybody except for Rosalina, everybody's blind to the seed and doesn't know what the hell's going on. So we're kind of on an adventure together, and we hunted down the seed without using any tools or anything like that. We were just wanting to find it purely blindly. I was kind of hoping to have more of a juicy plasma, but whenever I started firing that off and it was getting so laggy, I thought, nah, getting that green plasma to actually dig. I mean, we were using it for healing at least anyway, so we could goof around with that, but yeah, using that to dig the entire time was going to be such a lag fest. So now we gotta go lock in our win. But is there anything else you guys want me to try that is quick and easy, that maybe you're like, this is the solution to the eyes? Because what does it mean? We don't know. As a community, this has existed in the game for 5 years. Nobody knows what the shit it is, if it's how to interpret it or what the hell. We just don't know. The devs have only memed it up and have never told us jack shit. Other than some joke about parachuting and mayonnaise on the eyes or some crap. It was probably bullshit. But yeah, nobody's ever gotten any interaction out of them. Nobody's ever been able to decode anything or decipher whatever. Yeah, it remains the greatest mystery in all of Noita. Now, one little thing to be afraid of when it comes to looking up information about the eyes. Some people do bait with these eyes. And it's the classic, hey, I know the solution to the eye puzzle, but I'm not telling kind of stuff. There was one person that somehow managed to grab the attention of a very large chunk of the community, convincing them that they had solved the eyes, and led them on a crazy adventure about how, oh, this is how you solve the eyes. To give you an idea of how crazy the adventure was, at one point, they had people in the community trying to do, I think it was like, was it a no-hit or was it like a pacifist? They were trying to tell people you had to pacifistly kill the forgotten boss, which means like you kill the forgotten boss without actually harming him. So, let me see. It was, let me pull up the map real fast. They told people that you had to get from here down to here.
The first couple rows are an encoding of Alt and the rest mean F4. Maybe press those keys.
I'll try it out. You've solved it. I'm so proud of you. The WikiGG has some information that the community has figured out about the structure of the eyes, e.g. that they are organized in threes in an alternating pattern. But the thing is, sometimes you can notice patterns or whatever, but I'm trying to think how to word this. You may, if you have any ideas and stuff, try it out, because people could be going down the wrong road, even though there could be certain pattern recognition that is definitely true, but it could be unnecessary to solving the eyes. Like, try your own ideas. If you want to go into your game, try out your own stuff. Maybe you're going to sit down there and try to decipher it through hand. Maybe you're going to throw materials at it. Maybe you're going to bring certain enemies to it. Try it out. Because the point is, nobody really knows what to do with them or whatever. Why'd that one just blink? Wait, hold up now. Hold up. So anyways, there's a person that convinced, like, I don't know, half, maybe half is a little bit of exaggeration. They convinced, let's say, like 25% of the active online Noita community that they had solved the eyes, and that they were going to like reveal the secrets and all this stuff. And part of the secret was that you had to go all the way down to this boss, kill this boss pacifistly, means like you didn't fire any, like you didn't kill it yourself. I think you weren't supposed to get any progress either. They pretty much gave what seemed like an impossible task. I don't know, maybe there was some purpose to it. It just seemed like they were just fucking with people. And for a couple weeks, people were stopping by all the time in my channel, pretty much every 15 minutes, asking for advice on how to pull it off and stuff. And I was like, it's like an impossible task. I don't know. It couldn't be done. And but luckily, this person that was going crazy and trying to bring people in, and everybody was, there's a good chunk of the community was falling for it. They set a timeline, and they said that they would basically, it was pretty much like they claimed they solved it, but they didn't want to just give away the answer. They're like, I solved it, but I don't want to give away the answer. Instead, I think it would be more fun for the community if I made it into like some kind of, I don't know, like a game, what do they call it, ARG or whatever, where they were giving like little tidbits of information to try to help the community. It's like they're like holding your hand through solving it yourself as a community, like as a group. And this led down this crazy road, and the end of it ended up being where it's like, oh, you had to do this impossible quest, these tasks that I was like, there's no way. First off, only a select few people in all of Noita could have pulled off some of the stuff that they were talking about. I mean, I'm sure there are a couple of unknown Noita players that just don't make their presence known in the Noita community at all, and could do some pretty amazing stuff in Noita. But for the most part, I feel like really high caliber people who love doing crazy shit, at the very least, they post regularly in the Noita Discord, right? Talking about discoveries they find or strategies, that kind of stuff. This person was a nobody, like a random, just straight up being like, by the way, God Noita player out of fucking nowhere. By the way, I solved it and I did this impossible task. So then the community tried to do it, and then obviously they failed, but they set a timeline. And the timeline was when it reached a very specific day, they would just go ahead and reveal the secret, essentially. I guess assuming, saying like, hey, if you guys haven't managed to pull it off yourself, I'll tell you how it's done. So there's even a website was set up with a timer counting down. This went on for many weeks. And then finally the timer reaches it. Everybody's like, all right, well, we didn't pull off whatever was supposed to be done. All right, well, they're going to reveal it. The person didn't show up. And then next day, I think they were online or some shit, and people were like confronting them, like, what the hell? Weren't you going to tell us the thing? And they're like, oh, I had to take like a mental health day or some shit like that. And yeah, it was some bullshit. And then this leads to people saying, okay, well, you're here now. Tell us the answer. What is the answer? How do you solve it? And they said, well, I mean, I didn't solve it, but my friend solved it. And they told me how to go about solving it. And then that's where, you know, the wheels started falling off and it went fucking crazy. Plot twist, it was Dunk. No, but I did get a little bit of negative accusations because people, so basically the way they did it in a way that they gave like a lot of like well-known people in the community got like an email or some shit, and that in each email had like a piece of the puzzle, and all the emails needed to be brought together to try to help piece together how to solve this ARG that they were doing. And so people were like, there's missing emails, you have to be one that has it. I was like, I'm not hiding something from you guys. So then regularly for a couple of days people would stop by, I think thinking that I was like holding out on this email or some shit, or like trying to keep some information to myself. And yeah, it was kind of annoying because of that person. Obviously they had really solved it. It'd been pretty cool, been kind of badass, right? But the reality was they were just somebody who was attention seeking, which then like forced random people like myself who were just chilling to be like forced into their attention seeking, which then was annoying. But now we get to point and laugh at them, which makes it much funnier. So yeah, now that everybody's accepted this person was a lying piece of shit, now we can just sit around and laugh. But the reason I bring it up is because if you do go down the road of solving the eyes, you probably will come across some of this information. And that would, I want to make sure that you don't go down that same rabbit hole where you're like, oh, this person here seems to know what they're talking about. They have some ideas. Be careful. You may just be digging up some old bullshit that was fed long ago. In fact, if there's a person that solves it, it could be best that you go into it completely just raw, man. Like, maybe don't look at anything that anybody has said about it, because nobody's even solved 1%. Maybe you, with a clear mind and no preconceived ideas, will see something that nobody else sees, and it will lead to it being solved. Maybe. There's a solution only with the you people, because you're only sharing it with us because we're awesome. Okay, this is the solution to nothing. This is right here. Very disturbing. Internet police arrest Shadow King. This is slander. Get him out of here.
Smash, smash, smash.
No, don't say smash to that. For the love of God, please. Mods, get the restraining orders. Wait, whoa, HS, I forget, what was their actual alias? The reason it's important that we make it known is because if people go digging around about the eyes, I want to make sure that if they see that name attached to it, they instantly know to ignore it. I mean, what would be a crazy thing is if somehow that person actually had any useful information. I mean, it's almost guaranteed they didn't, because that was years ago, and they just kind of faded away. It's like literally never came back to the community. So clearly was something, was just being bullshit. Dunk's sister? No, what the hell? That was AI me. All right, so anybody saying any weird shit, you're looking at AI me. You stop that right now. Did the devs say the solution? No, they've been confronted about it several times and have always just joked around and goofed around, basically kind of dancing around that, yeah, that's the eyes. They're there. Never any real information. What was there? The HS stood for something. Oh, hidden secret. Okay, there you go. Pfft. Yeah, I mean, a person who makes herself known in the community with a username Hidden Secret seems reliable. I'm just kind of leaving this on the screen for a moment because you never know if somebody out there who's interested in puzzles and or decrypting stuff, this could be, you know, a moment where like, hold up, I got something. But also keep in mind that this is only one of 9. There are 9 of these spread through the East one and West one. 5 are in East one, 4 are in West one, according to what I'm told from Latali and people in the chat, and from the document, which there are multiple documents. The one that I had up on stream that I was reading at the beginning of stream, if you type !EYES, eyes, it does link the document where it shows these eyes. These exist on every single seed out there in Noita. If you hit new game on a random seed, those eyes are in that world. You just have to find them. That was the whole point of today's goofiness, and our mission was to just go find the eyes on a random seed where we had no idea where they were at. We didn't find all of them. We literally found one. And then, well, after we found one, but then Rosalina, you know, used the little seed tool and was telling us where other ones are. You could use the seed tool and find out where all 9 of them are. But the reason I pointed that out is because you may need all 9. You probably do need all 9 to figure out what the hell their purpose is. Looks like a cipher. Yeah. Hey, your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as anybody's in the community because, I mean, it's been here for 5 years and nobody has ever gotten anywhere. I think chat's too rowdy after the bait, that bait image. You should do Dim Boys TI range. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to do something called eating. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I'm so proud that I started the Fox Girl spam train. You should not be proud of that. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Motherfucker ran for 15. We're not just ranting. Listen, this information, listen, if I feel some level of responsibility to put as much information as I can out there about the eyes, because I don't have any skills to contribute to solving the eyes. I am not a gigabrainer that sees this and I'm like, holy shit, the message is there. I don't know what the hell this is. But the very least I can do to contribute is to carry the information along, dump it onto somebody else who does have a gigabrain, and they're like, holy shit, I can do this. And they piece it together. So, because this has been an unsolved mystery for 5 years. So somebody out there has to be capable of it, right? But what could suck is the devs are pretty memey with stuff. And you never know. This isn't necessarily this doesn't necessarily have a solution or a finish. This could be nothing. That's also a possibility. Have you ever made a discovery in Noita yourself? In the early days, you used to goof around and yeah, we'd make discoveries because it was like everything was a discovery, right? Like we'd just discover fire. We're like, oh my god, we've discovered fire. Like a little caveman rubbing sticks together, discovering really basic stuff. But recently, nothing.
The first 2 hours of the stream being useless, we could have 2 hours of TI or other fun mods.
In recent, no, there's been nothing. I mean, I haven't really dove into anything. It's like one of those times where you dive into something every once in a while and you feel like, ooh, there's something more here. There's something to be discovered. It's been a while since because that's like the people who are doing like wands that have like 20 different spells on it, that they're creating some crazy hybrid. People like Kubi. Kubi makes huge discoveries all the time that are, I mean, they're discoveries in in-depth wand crafting, not something that you would use in your regular runs. Most of the stuff that I guess, discover or utilize are stuff that are like basic strategies on how do I incorporate this into my everyday run, something that benefits me all the time, which that I haven't, you know, there hasn't been any discoveries really in that front for anyone in a long time, something that is like a daily run factor. But there could still be stuff out there. Just because I haven't discovered it, anybody in the community hasn't made any big discoveries, doesn't mean that there isn't one out there. Have you tried dancing the moves with the laser eye center? What? Dancing them? Oh yeah, it's all coming together now. Okay, actually, well, if you do one miss input, how does this even work? I'm dancing. I'm doing a perfect dance of it. Trust me, this is exactly how it's set up. I'm a professional. Yeah, let me cook. Did anyone try to find a world without those eyes? I mean, I'm sure people probably have tried. So far, there's never been a case of it found, at least as far as I know. I've never heard anybody say, hey, I went to look for the eyes and they're not there. Keep in mind, though, you have to be non-modded. I'm sure there's probably been a person that claimed it, but if you ever claimed it, it'd be easy to find proof. You would just write down the seed, which mine is hidden right now. You would write down the seed, share it with other people. If they tried it and it also didn't have a seed, then you would have something there. Mine couldn't. Then you'd be like, oh shit, this is new stuff. How to tell 2,600 people event stream is closing in? Wait, how to tell 2,600 event stream is closing in? There is one Noita win per stream. How to tell that it's closing in on an event? You're saying I'm stalling? Is that what you're saying, Miksu? I would never do such a thing. I am always focused on having a good time. And sometimes having a good time is not farming wins. Dunk lost the spark for exploration. No, it has nothing to do with that. You just, different people focus on different things in Noita. Some people love the late game tech. And because of that, that's where, you know, that's where there's always more stuff to be discovered. And Kubi's always cooking up new cool shit. Some mods don't stop the eyes from being there. I think all mods do. It just looks to see if they have the mod tag. But then you can just put on, there's a mod called Disable Mod Restrictions, which will, I guess, undo that. All it is, I think, is like a true false. And if the game sees that you had true, some mods were on at some point in your run, it doesn't matter what mod. It just says, oh, true, checked. And so don't show the eyes, don't show the cauldron. And Disable Mod Restriction, I think, kind of undoes that. And it makes it where it doesn't know that you had any mods on, so the eyes will still spawn. Some shit like that. You'd have to ask people like Dexter. Dexter's the guy that programmed all that stuff. I just know that I was told that by turning that on, we could then see the eyes and cauldron and all that. Well, time to go win the run. Any last looks at it? Here, if you want, we can throw our flasks of stuff at it. Actually, let's pour it from above. I'll leave this for you, buddy. And here we are in the last holy mountain. We gotta say hi to our boy Steve first. Baby. Hungry Ghost. Sure, why not? Hello, boss. Come on, do your regular attack. There you go. Now, don't panic. I would never lock in a win where the peasants lock in a win. I mean, I don't want my... I don't want to be considered in the same group as that filth. I die where the god gamers go to die. The Noita elite, the best of the best. You did yesterday? That was different. That was, you know, if the Dark Sun doesn't exist in your game, well, then that's kind of unfair. You can't be like, oh, you didn't die in the Dark Sun. If there's no Dark Sun there, that's something else entirely. But our Dark Sun should be there now, in its home, resting, waiting to murder. GG. Woo! Listen, you guys were just spamming long stream just a little while ago. Oh shit, it's gonna be a long stream, and then I discovered the eyes, and you guys are like, oh, time for TI? No. That will be saved for in 15 hours. We're gonna be playing some Noita, and we're gonna be playing some Twitch integration. Prepare your bodies. Alright, chat, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know I've been yapping your ears off here at the end. It's just, like I said, I feel like I have some kind of responsibility to relay that information since I can't, you know, I don't have any skills to contribute to that that mystery. At the very least, I could relay it to so some of you guys out there who are probably giga brainers, maybe there's a something there that you could contribute, and so at least I could push that information along off to somebody who's more qualified to figure out what the hell those eyes are. Again, I try to throw all the information I have about them out there in the open, but if you really want to dive into it, I love you, dog. Where is the main Noita Discord? I'm trying to remember where it is discussed in the main Noita Discord. So there is a main Discord, which you can find. I think it's just literally... Now you're just teasing us? No, I was trying to show, because some people out there are interested in this stuff. Why are you guys always so selfish? Come on, there's probably some new guys in the community that want to get involved. I forget where it is. There may be another role you have to get to see it, or maybe the Noita spoilers. Point is, there's somewhere around here you can get pointed in the right direction where those guys discuss. Oh, it's in the cryptography. Do I have cryptography one? I don't know. Oh.
I have an idea for an event. Not the next one because I know you are too busy lying about DunkBot 2.0. But on 3000 wins event I want you to go from 0 to 3000 wins on one stream. If you can't do it, you can't call yourself God Gamer.
What now? 3,000 wins, you go from 0 to 3,000 in one stream? Yeah, this is very reasonable stuff, Kuba. You're clearly not on drugs. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, if you see here, look at this. This is where I guess the eye discussions are going on. Is this, if I hit the pin, does it say? Snoop Dogg. Yeah, you can see people discussing stuff about the eyes. But if you look in here, I mean, there's regular discussions. Look at this. This is all yesterday. This is, you know, 2:42 a.m. Like, this is all stuff that, yeah, these are all ongoing discussions, I guess, daily. So I don't know how often they dive deep into discussing the eye stuff, but if you want to contribute, there's the place to be. I have no idea if you have to do something to get like access to that, if everybody can post in there. Oh yeah, it says you do not have permission to send messages in this channel. So I guess you have to post somewhere to get it so that they can, so you can post in there. But I just want to make sure that it was known so that you can contribute. You know, some of that stuff, people are really interested in it. There's cool stuff. Hey, all I know is I am asked regularly, have the eyes been solved? In fact, Dark Viper, another well-known content creator, was here earlier in the stream. He probably showed up just because he saw the eyes was in the title. That's how much the diehard Noita players, if you just say the word eyes, they're showing up like, what? Eyes? Because everybody's waiting for it to be solved and have been waiting for 5 years. So maybe somebody out there, maybe you, that person listening to me right now, you'll be the one to solve it so that in the future, when somebody stops by and says, the eyes, have they been solved? And I'll say, actually, did you know that has been solved by insert GigaBrain user name here?
Nope.
No? What, you can't just say no. It doesn't work like that. No.
People are dumb. They try to solve something that is not finished. Game was abandoned. There is no solution to eyes puzzle.
Listen, Kuba is very pessimistic. He's always negative. But that doesn't necessarily make him wrong. It could be an unsolvable puzzle. That is also true. We can't rule it out. Kuba's spitting facts. Okay, well, he's spitting. I don't know if it's facts, but... Lock in the bets, read the streaks. That's what it was. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Let me lock in this.
I won!
Feels good to be a winner. The easy. Exclamation mark yes for all the believers out there. We got some golden yes signs being handed out right now. Golden yes signs going out to Reliax and Widver. All right. Oh, and Lurker Level. And Bardo HD, who should have already had one. What the hell? Carnwa with the golden yes sign. And Arco with the golden yes. Damian Darko with a 7 streak. Speed 2CZ with a 7 streak. Frog, Quarantine Zin, Duty Pip, Shamwo, Sienna, Meliorated, Demon Llama, Baldman Grudges, Knave, Lurker Level, Bardo HD, Ragadaba, Karnwa, Rimril, Spilled Bread, Al Sahan, Batacaf, Basakungan, Lodja 7, Arco, Sands Castle, Zackraff, Kitakami, Tito, and Duck This Witch. Congratulations on the 7 predictions in a row correct. We got the back-to-backs. Oh, actually a -7 going out to K4113. K, just so you know, you get the little dunce cap for being wrong 7 times in a row. Hopefully that was intentional. It's in your backpack though. You can equip it whenever you like. If you ever lose track of what you own, you can always type !backpack and it will give you a link that shows you all your inventory items. And so it'll already be in your inventory is what I'm trying to tell you. It's waiting for you. Back-to-back 7s going out to Grisu and KLP along with Stashless 2004, Vialet, Chrono Lord, Simple Banana, and Hrauki. Damn, this is some healthy streaks right now. 3 7 streaks in a row. 21 going out to Naros, Lewd Waifus, J Mix, is that Mixed or Mix 3D? I think it's Mixed. I can't remember JM. What have I called you in the past? My brain is too fried right now to remember. I'm sorry, Mixed. I'm sorry. Peki and Zinners. J-Mix? Oh, that's J-Mix right there. It's good old J-Mix. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Luke. J-Mix, Pecky, and Zinners are the 21 streakers. Not bad, not bad. But Zinriath with a 4th 7 streak in a row. 28 predictions. Zinriath, well done. And then Cookie and Demondred both sharing the title at the top. First place of the day, Cookie and Demondred, 35. That is 5 7 streaks in a row. Pretty damn impressive. And you know how they did it? By betting !yes. By betting !yes. No, not Renee Gadea. That's a whole other thing. All right, the raid is queued up for Sneck Gregory. He is playing Noita, so don't be sad if you're like, no, I want to see more Noita. Enough sweaty nerd. We want more Noita. Well, don't be sad because you're heading over to Sneck, who's playing more Noita right now. Keep the sweat flowing. You don't have to go anywhere. I'm sending you directly into another Noita stream. He's awesome. He's part of the Moist Mob. So when you go in there and you're looking sweaty as hell, I know a lot of communities out there, they'll kick out some sweaty nerds. They're like, get your greasy ass out of here. But not Sneck. He accepts us in our sweaty ways. He is one of us. He appreciates the sweat. I wanted to watch that finger stuff. Well, be ready, Bardo. Because things are about to get finger freaky in Sneck's channel. You just ask him about it. Say, I heard some freaky finger stuff is going on in here. How do I sign up? And he'll give you all the details. I'll see you guys in 15 hours. Thank you for hanging out today. Thank you for making my Friday morning an awesome one. You guys are always so supportive, so great. And you guys make streaming a ton of fun. So just thanks for being you, chat. Nothing but love for you guys. And, enjoy your Friday. I'll see you in 15 hours. Deuces, chat. Stay sweaty, stay awesome. Enjoy life. Do some awesome gaming. Later, Tom, Source, Mystery, Miksu, Mingling, Al-Sahan, Torakashi, Liquid Cake, Kitty Claw, Kaj, Gentlemans, I'm running out of oxygen. Bardo, Lord Huron, D-Crust, Jack, Alpha Ninja, Chosen One, Bobtual, System, Names, Words, Deuces.